the one episode I did see was when she broke up with the man or something.
Oh, and he said, "I feel used."
The one episode.
Okay, the first episode, the fourth episode that I did see, and he was like,
"I feel used.
All you do is take me to bed and you sleep with me. You don't want to talk to me.
We're on TV. Shut up. We're on your legs."
So that's what she said to him. You might as well have said that. What do you want? Because she was like, "Well, I'm supposed to bite you.
Yeah.
Just the things." And she,
that's what he said.
No, that's what she said. Look, that's what she's saying to him.
No. She said to him, "All you do is take me."
No, he said that to her.
What's he doing now? You're a fool. What's wrong with you, man? Bro.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. Hashtag ESN pod on all your social medias when you want to holler at us. And we are at ESN podcast on all your social medias when you want to find us and discuss things with us. This is episode number 79. I am Stavros Boss in the house. And in the room with me tonight, I have Big Wahala.
What's good, people?
I have Mr. Wolf.
The eyes that didn't go blind upon seeing evil are waiting to see good. The best is yet to come. Boom. What's happening, people?
We have the actor.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain. Like there's something wrong in the world. You've known this your whole life, but you can't explain it. Like a splinter in your mind driving you crazy. That is what has brought you to me. What's going on, people? It's your boy, the actor, up in the building. Anybody know what film that was from?
Matrix.
Hey, you've done the Matrix before.
Yeah.
I
had to say, man.
Let's keep it that short from now on.
And then the second Matrix. Well done, people.
Keep it that short from now on. I like it short and sweet like that.
That's what she said.
Good.
All right, we have a special guest in the room. I think he was the first special guest on season 2.
He might have been, you know.
Or was it Miss T?
Are you asking me, fam?
Yeah.
I think it's Miss
Well,
T.
everybody in it.
I think it's Miss T, man.
Anyways, irrespective of that, he is champion of the podcast world in his own right. Radio host, comedian, an all-round Essex legend.
It is. Me, Griff the Joker, or just Darran Griffiths. They call me Darran.
Darran Griffiths.
I don't mind.
Griff the Joker.
Glad to be here.
From the podcast. What's the
Griff's brain jump.
Griff's what did you call it?
Griff's brain dump, you know. Brain dump, sorry.
Griff's brain dump.
Yeah.
Every Monday or Sunday sometimes. Sunday
It's
night.
Sunday.
It's
Sunday that.
Yeah.
When you can't be bothered.
You're an Essex boy.
After the lash.
Yeah.
Essex boy, all right.
Arlo Tan.
After
All right,
the lash.
all right.
Proper Essex as well.
calm
Not
down.
even.
Which part?
Not even Barking or
He
Romford.
just
said
said
Harlow.
Is it Harlow?
Harlow. Yeah.
Oh, you said Harlow Tan.
Yeah, Arlo Tan.
Harlow Tan. I don't understand that language.
Not town. It's not town.
Tan.
It's tan.
T-A-A-A-A-N. Tan.
Alright, so you're Essex gaze, yeah?
Gaze.
We've established that
Hold
you're
on,
an Essex gaze.
can I finish my thing?
Are you
Say
related
it,
to
man.
Joey Essex? Just asking.
Do you know the craze?
They're East London.
All right. Calm down.
Last episode, let's just give a shout out to the Off the Cuff boys.
Come on.
They have accelerated our podcast numbers clearly because that is now the most streamed episode that we've
Nice.
had.
Don't give them that type of props.
Listen, man,
It's
I
true.
give
Don't give
them the
them the
accolades where it's due in it. So yeah, big them up.
Give
Foils
them
and
the
vans.
accolades.
Yeah, man. They got a live show coming up still.
Yes.
I think it's August the 2nd. I'll have a look. Hold on 1 second. I'll have a look. Keep
Yeah.
going.
So yeah, anyway, big them up and thank you for listening. If you are a new listener because of them guys, thank you for
Why are you
listening
looking
to
like
us
that?
again. Oh, last week there was a lot of shouting and over talking each other. Did you notice, Griff?
I just enjoyed the energy.
Enjoyed the energy.
Yeah, I did.
I as a listener back, it's like I don't like it myself. So
You don't like what?
They're over talking each other.
What
innit?
over talking?
It's the 5th of August.
It was 5th of August is their show. We'll plug it. Wahala will plug it in a minute after I finish talking about my thing. Then, so yeah, there was that I wanted to say. So yeah, no over talking, tinging new listeners. I know there was something else, but I've forgotten. I'll interrupt somebody else when I remember. So, Wahala, do you want to just shout out their thing then if you want?
Alright, so off the cover got a live show. They alluded to it on our show, but then they released it on their show. It's on the 5th of August, and it's at Sigrid von Underbelly.
Yeah.
In what's that bloody place? Hoxton one, that's it. So go check them out on the 5th of August, 2018, obviously, on the Sunday.
Yeah,
from
with
7 to
no
11.
enthusiasm.
What do you mean? No,
How much enthusiasm do you want them to give, man?
I didn't know. Every time I plug something, them not have a problem to say
Off
something.
the cuff boys are doing something on the 5th of August.
You know, fuck you, man.
I'll see if you want to know.
Look, man, that's good enough, man. That's good enough.
Can we use Essex?
You that want to do your monologue
You know.
like a mumbler. Then the Matrix is coming.
You can't talk about.
I do it differently every time.
You try to you do it the same every time, and every time it sounds like you're trying to remember your lines. That's what it does like.
But doesn't he do it in character?
No, remember one time he read it like he was reading the Bible. He might have just said
Because I was trying to be like a priest.
chapter 4, verse 9 of whatever Parables 1.
And it was some film that nobody even heard of.
Yeah,
Griff, how you
don't
been?
watch
How you been?
I've been good, man. Just gigging, and just being busy, really. But
How's
yeah.
your BBC thing? I haven't listened to your latest episode.
I'm not allowed to say how it went. I'm under strict rules from the BBC.
Wow.
Are you allowed to
wiggle
tell
your
us?
eyes or something,
Yeah,
man.
I'm not allowed to.
Blink twice if it went well.
he's not
I'm
allowed
not,
to
I'm
say.
not allowed to say.
Are you allowed to
You
tell us
can't
what
say
it is?
it went good. I enjoyed myself.
It went
I-
good.
I can
Well,
say-
he wouldn't say it went good because that's not good English, is it?
Yeah.
It's from Essex, isn't it? What do you expect?
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
Hey, hey.
What is this BBC
Aye.
thing anyway?
It's BBC New Comedy Award.
All right.
So he's on the line, or he was going for it, but
Yeah.
we don't know what has now happened.
Yeah.
He'll break the news on his podcast at some point. I'm
By the
assuming.
Yeah,
time
when I'm
this
allowed
comes
to.
out,
No, not even then. It'd be end of July.
all right.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a long time to keep
Because
a secret.
there's national heats and stuff. So
Okay.
they've done the 3 London ones, and now they've got Cardiff and Manchester to do. And then once they do those, then
Oh, those are miscellaneous places. Don't worry about that.
yeah, then they'll start playing them on Radio 4, and then
Okay.
you'll be able to
Out
know.
of the UK comedians, how many were you up against?
There's
all
only,
UK.
there's only it's all UK.
They're all
No, but how many?
That is such a London-centric.
No, but how many though? Like 5, 12?
50. It's 50 comedians across the whole competition. So yeah, that got selected by the BBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Griff has been doing his bits. If you remember Grits?
Gritsy though.
I think it's almost a year today, you know, or a year to this podcast when the last time he came on. Because
Probably.
the last podcast he came on was the 444 podcast when Jay-Z released his album, and that came
Yeah.
out a year ago. So I'm assuming that this is a proper anniversary
it
thing.
might actually be.
Yeah, proper anniversary thing.
Well, there you go.
And from that year, he's been getting bigger and bigger, and he's growing and growing. He won't forget us when he gets
You
big.
should thank us
No.
because really it's us that helped you, progress like that.
Yeah, when he gets his radio shows. and
Don't think about it too much. Just say yes and thank you. That's it.
No, you guys are the reason I do podcast.
See it there?
So there you go.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
You guys are the
Who?
reason
Who?
why ESN.
That's right.
ESN.
Give us our accolades. Why is that then? Why?
Because you the first people I knew that did the podcast. You lot did podcast before I knew what a podcast was.
Hey.
So yeah.
See it there?
So yeah, on the Facebook group, you used to post a link to a podcast. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what, but I like it. And then when I started doing radio, I was like, this is too constricted.
Yeah,
I can't really
man.
say what I want to say. I've got to now play a song. I was like, let me do podcast. I think I messaged you to ask how to do it and what stuff I need.
Yeah.
Wrong, brother, bro.
Yeah, well,
What? I was a plug in it. I went straight to you and asked you. It makes no difference.
Have it.
yeah, man.
All right. So can we allude to where we was going with the Essex talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a couple of things I want to talk about regarding Essex, but let's start with this one. Yeah. Number one thing I want to start going on is so last week when Foles was trying to lie that he doesn't watch Love Island, when we know he blatantly
And
does.
he went.
Oh, he had
"Hey,
details.
bruv."
Yeah. Foles, we know we watch it. Don't know why you pretend like you don't. I know you watch it at your missus as well at home.
Probably
Watch it with his sliders and cornflakes.
He probably watches-
He watches it like it's porn.
Probably watches Love Island extra if there's an extra bit of something.
He watches it like it's porn in away from everyone so they don't know.
There's World Cup
Which yeah, but are on the side.
last 16 game, France versus Argentina on. There's Love Island on, and he's watching Love Island.
He's watching both.
Can I say actually, I think Foles and Wahala should just have their own show because all they want to just do is shout over each other and ignore everybody else. So them two should just have their own podcast.
Well,
I'll produce it for you
Man's
guys.
are stars
don't
out
worry.
here, innit?
I'll produce it for you.
Man's are stars out
Stars
here.
because you over talk everybody.
Yeah, you lot don't need to speak.
Yes,
Anyway,
no.
so I was gonna go to Love Island again because this Samira girl, who's a black girl on Love Island. That's who she actually is because there is only one.
Yeah.
F her.
the black girl on Love Island. This week she was crying on the show. The reason why she was crying on the show
because she's a coon.
So you said don't talk over each other, but all you've done since I'm speaking is talk over me. Alright?
There were noises, bruv.
Whore.
So basically,
Cunt.
Wow.
Why not?
Game of Thrones is coming up, bruv. Sorry, bruv. Go on. And Power's coming up today as well.
somebody wrote Para Mubarak.
People are wrong on you, though. I'll tell you.
Internet is the best thing. When it's done properly, it's the best thing ever, man. But anyway, this Samira girl, basically, she was crying in the house because none of the boys like her. Now, there was three mixed race boys now, clones, and they all look like each other. And then there's bare white boys. Now, the mixed race boys have obviously gone to find the blondest white girls they can get. And she...
You look like my mother.
For real, bro.
Hey, you know, that's fair though. People should keep the same energy because that's the first thing people say about guys who interracial. They go, "Oh, you don't like your mum," but hey, if they're mixed race, then they should go for their mum. They're regardless of their mum. If their mum's white, then they should go for that, innit?
That's
Yeah,
it,
boy.
That's it.
So yeah. So basically, all the boys are not necessarily. They like her more as a friend, but none of them seem to be.
You're so bad, man.
I just like you as a friend. No, don't take your bra off. It's alright.
Straight friend zone, boy. We're staying in the friend zone, goddamn.
I need to ask Samira a question. Does it take you back to your school days, Samira?
So this is the thing, yeah.
Samira, I want to talk to you. Samira, I need to talk to you. Can we have a word alone? Yeah. So you shouldn't worry too much about this ticket, though. So yeah, now that we're alone, I've got something to get off my chest. You know, it's really important. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think you're the right person I need to talk to. So, how do I get with Helen?
Oh God,
what is she like?
No. So anyway, so basically,
Are you going to the school dance?
basically, the man don't like her, innit?
I'll see you there.
So she was crying. So she's been crying. She's been crying on the show, and people. I think she's from Essex.
No, she's not.
She's from London.
No,
yeah?
she's from West London.
She's from West London.
Yeah.
But the whole discussion don't make no
Posh
sense.
West London. Or
She's like she's like done all West End shows and stuff. Like that's what she does. Like away from. She's actually one of the few that actually got a talent off the show.
The thing that makes me laugh is she says she likes blonde men with blue eyes. So she's proper Hitler-liking type woman. Yeah, there was that like
She likes the Aryan race.
yeah, the Aryan type ones. Yeah,
All right, okay.
right. And she
Targaryen.
actually, this is how deep it is. Yeah, she actually was dating Chris Pine. You know who Chris Pine is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Kirk. You know Captain Kirk is Universal
the
with the
new
banging.
one, the new one, the
Yeah,
new
the new one. Yeah, right. She was dating him.
so him or somebody looks like him.
She was dating him.
No, him.
Oh,
Him.
okay.
So she can obviously outside on the street. She's getting gay.
He's still banging multicolored.
Of course, he is Kirk.
Yeah, but that was old Kirk.
No,
I didn't
No,
know.
no. Even New Kirk bang multicolored.
New Kirk is banging every colour that's on the. What do you
He's
mean?
keeping it real.
He's the one white man we are
Then
allowed
he's
to bang.
what is chicken green chick or something in the film?
Yeah.
He was banging one green thing. I don't even know
Green,
what race that is.
grey, yes, everything.
I don't know how you're gonna have sex with an alien, you know, because you don't know if their pussy's built the same as humans. So yeah, they might just take your dick off. You don't know how they do sex on the different planets. So
But that's why you go above and beyond.
that's why I'm not a captain, isn't it? That's why I'm not a captain.
It's called Close Encounters for a
so
reason.
If you saw a buff thing, you're telling me if you saw a buff alien, yeah? No, the alien looks like a human, but they're green.
All right.
Green, everything's the same.
So Gamora,
Vagina is the
basically.
same. Yeah, Gamora in a way. You bang Gamora.
Gamora's not buff, by the way.
What? You don't even in real life?
Of course she's not. She's alright.
Was
Is she buff?
She's alright, man.
Alright, it's not buff.
I like her still. I can't remember her name. You know who?
Zoe Saldana?
Yeah,
Do you know
she's
who?
not-
Do you know
she's
who
not
my?
buff.
Do you know who my what's it
Secret alien crushes.
called? She's not alien, but it's my my new TV crush that I don't know whether or not they're meant to be a proper
I want to guess.
a
Actually.
proper somebody. Go on then.
Would it be a program I would have seen?
Probably not.
Then don't worry about it.
Have you
Is it something from Power or something like that?
No.
Oin-
Does anybody watch?
Oimbo?
No. Your guess is you're just gonna get. You're not gonna get. Does anybody watch Preacher?
No.
No.
See, there's a woman in Preacher. I like her. I don't know why.
Is she a darkie?
No.
Do you have a name at least?
I love it. I'll find a name for you. But yeah, she's a. I think she's a mixed race. but she's
These black men always want the mixed race.
I know.
She's
want the
ambiguous
lies,
for him to say I think as well. he likes these racially ambiguous
That's his
women.
form of alien.
all of you.
These black guys and all these racially ambiguous women. So continue talking. Forget the alien and let's continue.
Her name is Ruth.
Her name's Rhythm.
No, this is her name, and I kid you not, Ruth Naga.
Oh no, she's nice. She's proper nice. Yeah.
Her name is
Ruth Naga. No, she's nice.
Ruth Naga.
Ruth
Naga. Negga.
Yeah,
Naga.
she's
Nigga.
nice.
Joking.
Nigga.
Naga.
N-E-E is knee.
She was in Shield,
Let me see the
Agents of Shield. She was in that.
Is
Yeah.
she?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I
she's-
like her in another
she's
program, but I
nice.
like her in
I like
Preacher
her. I like her a lot.
because she's feisty.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let me see this one's face.
Yeah.
I think she's like Egyptian or something.
Yes, probably. And then continue your thing.
Shane
Okay,
is
so-
nice to the girl in Spartacus, the first one.
Oh,
What's her name again?
I've seen her in something else before.
I can't remember. She's Ghanaian, I think.
Is she?
Yeah, she's Ghanaian.
She was nice. Anyway.
And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Love Island. I want to cuss this woman. Continue.
Oh
please.
yeah, so basically she's crying, saying that there's no man likes her and blah blah blah. But I'm saying, like, what did you expect? You went on a show with all these white boys and expected these white boys to like you.
Well, if Chris Pine was going after her, then clearly
Chris Brown is a black person.
Chris Pine, bruv.
Chris Pine is not what black.
You said Chris Brown.
I said Chris Pine.
Okay,
I didn't say it properly, but I didn't say Chris Brown.
I'm sure
You have the
when you
recording.
said it, I saw the beat
You have
come
the
out with it.
recording.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she's been out with white before. She's attracted to white, and white's clearly been attracted to her in the past. That's what she wasn't expecting to be shunned as such.
But
I think that's what it
there's
is.
types of white boys that like
But
black
all
women.
whites like me.
There's types of white boys that like black women, and these are not the type of white boys.
That's the thing. She's gone to into the Love Island wanting guys that look like a certain thing, but those guys want women that look like that certain thing as well. Like it's that kind of blonde hair, blue eyes, Instagrammy kind of. I go to Marbella and do sit ups. Like that's not what they do.
Do you watch Love Island?
Yeah.
So I heard, or I was reading that she wants to be like one of the other women or something.
Oh, the fake is one of them all.
Megan. Yeah.
Is that? Am I right in hearing this?
Yeah, no, it's Megan.
And the other one is because I've seen this picture. I've seen her side by side
Yeah.
before and after.
I don't
Yeah.
think she's seen it before, bro.
Yeah, she would have because she's in the program, innit?
Yeah.
But I have. But either way, as a black woman, to want to go into that program and feel like I want to look more like a white person to appeal more to white people. Now stop.
Is that what she actually said though?
Well,
saying that-
she didn't
that-
say.
yeah.
She didn't put it. I haven't seen the program, like I said. I refuse to believe she said it in those terms because then Black Twitter would not be Black Twitter would not be defending them. But in essence, she has gone into the program and said, "I like blonde hair, blue-eyed white people."
And guess
All right?
what? All the guys in there like that as well. So.
Okay, these guys,
I like that.
these guys are not attracted to me. They're attracted to blonde-haired, blue-eyed white women. I want to look more like the blue-eyed, blonde-haired white woman to attract the
She's
blue-eyed,
she's not
blonde-haired.
blue-eyed. She's
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, semantics. I want to be more. All right, I'll strip it down a bit. I want to look more like the white woman so that the white men are attracted to me. Now, let this be a black man that said something like that. Yeah, let me, as a dark-skinned man going to Love Island, say that I want, or I like, or I have a preference for, because we have an issue with the preference. Yeah? Apparently, there's no such thing as preference. So I have a preference for white women, because that's the definition of the blonde-haired women, and light eyes. Right? And then when none of these women want me, because I'm not being fetishized, because it would be an issue if all the white men did want this woman, because all of a sudden it's, oh, she's a black woman, she's being fetishized by these men. That would be another issue, but we'll put that to the side for now. If all these white women didn't want me, they went for all the white men, and I picked John, and I said, I wish I looked more like John. Yeah, I wish I could like tattoos or whatever like John, because tattoos don't show up on my skin properly. Yeah, and that's what the girls seem to like. Then that's what I'm saying is I wish I was more white so that the white women would want me. I would get crucified.
It'd be over.
Nobody would be defending me. Oh, you see what this is, because I'm seeing this is what black women must go through in the areas of life. It's like work and stuff. I'm thinking it's not like work. Yeah, I'm sure black women go through issues at work, but it's not like you put yourself in a space where yes, white man, chase me please, and they didn't chase you. That is not what you went to work for. You went to work to make money, and if you get ostracized and put aside there, that's different. You're not going there to try and assimilate yourself with them people. So it's just different. So I ain't backing this chick. I'm happy that you're crying. In fact, it's not even that I'm neutral about it. I'm happy that you're crying. I want you to sit in the dark room and think about your life. And when you come out here, yes, because if that was my daughter, I'd be ashamed.
Wow.
Would you not be ashamed?
In the time of Drake, you're behaving like this.
Would you not be ashamed? No,
Yeah, of course I'll be ashamed.
Real question,
As soon as
real
my
question.
daughter went on the show to go tell me that she wants white boy, I'll be ashamed.
That's it.
Even if she went on the show telling me she's chasing black boy, I'll be ashamed.
I'll tell you this now. As her parents should be watching this now and thinking, wow.
Her name is Mighty, by the way. That's her surname.
That's a legend. And you've even got a legendary surname. Her parents should be looking. If I was her parents, I'd be looking at that and I'd be like, I failed my daughter. Because there's no way my daughter should be going on TV crying because she doesn't look more white. I
Is that what she said though?
But that is the essence of
That's
it.
the premise. Isn't
What
it?
did she say?
When you distill it down to its pure form,
No, she
that
just
is
said,
it.
"Oh, like you look like you to Megan, and I'm just me." That's what she said. She said like that.
And the thing is, out of every girls in there, she actually looks the best.
The thing is, though, she's a good-looking girl. She's a good-looking girl.
Yeah,
but,
she is actually a buff tick.
but I've got my theory because I see some people online
Let me
going,
see
"Why
what this
why
girl
can't they
looks
put white guys in there who actually like black women in the
Shut
show?"
up, shut up,
No,
you people.
but I've got an answer for that because they do. Because I've applied to go on TV shows and stuff before, and they always ask you all these things, all these questions.
They
Stuff.
ask you
like
what your preference is.
yeah,
Okay.
your preference stuff, right? And in 2018, if you ask a white man, would you date a black woman, 5% will outright say no, and then 95 will say yes. I reckon 95% will say yes. 5%, I reckon about 10% generally would date a black woman. Another 15 would bang a black woman, and the other 75% would say yes just to not look racist, and that's it.
Very true.
And that's it. And then and within that somewhere are the white guys who won't approach black women because they think black women don't like white guys,
And you have to remember, these man, and let's be real, they want an easy bang.
and that's it.
And they don't think the black girls are easy bangs.
That's it. And I think a lot of black guys even think that as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that. You see, if you saw, like, it's facts. You think that. You see, it's
Yeah.
you know,
So Megan, do I have to take off the weave or
Megan
do I
has been
leave it
banging,
on?
by
That's
the way.
the thing.
Megan's actually
Yeah.
been banging bare man not bare man, one man,
Yeah.
multiple times. In fact, the one episode I did see was when she broke up with the man or something.
and he said, "I feel used."
The one episode.
Okay, the first episode, the fourth episode that I did see,
Yeah.
and he was like,
I feel used.
all you do is take me to bed and you sleep with me. You don't want to talk to me.
We're on TV. Shut up. We're open your legs.
So that's what she said to him. You might as well have said
Yeah.
that. Because, what do you want? Because she was like, well, I'm supposed to bite you.
Yeah.
Just the things. And she
What, that's what he said.
No, that's what she said.
Look.
She's what she's saying to him.
No, she said to him, all you do is take me.
No,
He
he
said
said
to
that to her.
Bro. So he was speculating that, he was basically saying that all she wants to use him was for sex.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me laugh is that she then went to go and break up one of the other couples, the mixed race couple, the mixed race boy and the old woman.
Yeah.
She's not even that old, she's 29.
Yeah.
But they call her the old one, yeah? Basically, this old woman,
29.
she went to go and mess up herself. Let me tell you why she went to mess up herself. She kept going around talking about the man's dick,
Yeah.
then how big it is and how that it is. So this
Are
Megan
we going to give women advice on whether they should do that or not?
no, never do that. This Megan chick
yeah.
was on this thing
I don't think
aggressively after
some
that.
women don't know.
They don't understand.
They don't know.
Don't tell your girlfriend that your man is banging. Don't say that your man is packing.
Yes.
Don't say that he's got good sex.
yeah.
Don't say anything that will make that woman look at your man in a way that will be like, is it? Fam?
Because unlike us men who have some decorum, you women will look on the other side of that fence and you're happy to look at that grass. You want to touch it. You want to mow it. It's deep, man. A man will look at a next man's woman and everybody knows the rules, innit?
Yeah.
Whereas
some
a
men
wo-
don't know the rules. Bro.
Some men, but all right, I'll say those men are in the minority, innit? They're bastards. Whereas I'm not saying the women are in the majority that they're teeth, but it just seems to be a thing where I think maybe I've heard it before, where I've heard about you. Man would never go to a chick and say, I've heard about you.
Yeah, they're talking
sure.
about
Women have come up to me and said, I've heard about you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm clutching my chest like, what have you heard?
My
yeah.
chest, my
Oh, raising the eyebrows. Like,
I reckon
look
every
me up
guy's
and
got
down.
every guy's got a story of that where they met their woman's friends and they'll just say like a word, all start laughing. So what's that mean?
Mm-hmm.
They pull you go to what's mean? Well, you know the thing you did the other night. I told them, and it's like, why would you tell them I did that? It's like
Yeah.
because it was good. It's
and, then,
just like
and then when she calls me now, you're gonna be upset that she called me. Why are you gonna be upset about that for? When you went to go tell them that the things is hanging low, why are you doing that?
Sweet chariot.
Now, why would you do that? So in this situation with this girl now, I'm saying, look, how does she really go into this house thinking that all these white boys like her? Is it something now that is it a thing now? 'Cause I know there's white boys that properly like black girls.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with her going into the house
And thinking,
thinking that she's going to catch some play. There's nothing wrong with
Because outside of the house, that's what she's
probably
doing.
does.
Yeah, she'll catch
so
play.
she's
but
confident.
not from Adam from
Why not?
Newcastle.
Why not?
Because
Why
the
not?
man in Newcastle don't like
No,
black
But
girls.
there's only so many people in that house.
No, I think that's the thing, right? And like when a lot of people going, oh, none of the guys in the house like black women. I don't reckon that's true. All you know is that they like who they like. You don't know who they don't like.
They like an easy bang.
Yeah, exactly. So and the metaphor I used, explain to someone is right. You got 4 dishes in front of you. One's fish and chips. One's jerk chicken and plantain. One's pizza. One's sushi.
Hey! Plantain in this place, brother.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
one of them ain't even jollof rice, you know. Shame on you.
No, don't have to be jollof. Just carry on as you are.
All right, and there's bowl of jollof as well. Mm-hmm. Actually, there is no jollof. Imagine this.
God
there isn't. That helps my thing. Okay. There's no jollof there. I pick sushi. So now everyone goes, Darran likes sushi, but he hates the rest. And actually, he hates jollof as well. It's like, jollof wasn't even there. It wasn't even an option for me to pick. But see, and that's what happens when it comes to attraction. You'll see someone with someone else go, oh, they don't like. Yeah, you see.
But she was very specific in what she likes. She said, I like blonde hair.
No, but I'm talking about the guys.
Yeah. Oh, okay, the guys, I suppose.
None of the guys have stated, because no guy's ever going to cock block himself in a situation like that and say, I like that type of woman. He's like, yeah, he'll talk vaguely.
Some of them came in and said, I like that one, and that one. And in fact, all of them have said, I like that one, and that one. And none of them have said they like her.
Because it's the law of averages. Yeah. If you're going to get an easy lay, you're going to get an easy lay out of the white girl.
I beg Ade goes into the house one time. Ade from Peckham, looking sweet, looking like he's, does shaku on the weekends, looking sweet, like proper. And I want to see if this girl goes for Ade. I want to see if she goes for Ade. If she gonna say Ade.
She ain't going for him.
Why can't she go for Ade? Ade looks cool. Every girl in the villa likes Ade. I bet she will go for Ade.
Ade's not white.
No, she'll still go for Ade.
Can I just say, I want to pick up Griff for something he said on his podcast episode or 2 ago, when he was talking about the game show where they have the 30 women and the one.
Take Me Out.
Take Me Out. Now I've said this. I don't think I've said it on the podcast season 1, but I'm gonna say it now. So it's similar to what you've said.
Yeah,
it was the same thing basically, but that's your podcast. I'm saying it on mine. If I'm on a program where it's a dating type thing and I have to choose, I will always choose a black woman.
Yes, without fail. Yeah, even if she's broke down.
Yeah, even if she's broke down.
You got to.
What's the place that they go to?
Fernando's.
Well, guys, Fernando's, bro.
Yeah. Standard. Even if you're the worst, even if when I take you there,
on
I'll whisper
national
in your
TV.
ear, I don't like you. As we're walking up the stairs.
No, just tell her. You have to tell her we're friends. We're together.
Yeah, I'll put her to the friends on straight. But that is what I'm doing. That is my obligation. I cannot go on TV and disrespect my people by picking a non-black person. It's just a disrespect. If there's a black person,
that's what I'm saying. Them boys there, they didn't even look at Samira either.
They don't need to.
So that's why I'm giving them. I'm giving them the slap as well.
Hold on, why?
There's 3 of them there. One of them can say
mixed race.
Yeah, not one of them can say, you know what, Samira, I see that you're getting. Some of them have already seen the program as well and seen how she's not getting no play. So they could have just said, you know what,
they don't want her.
My sister, innit? Let's me and you just bunk up.
But she said she don't like them.
That's boy. Still,
because she said the blonde hair, blue eye.
You know what?
And
for me,
man got no ego.
Let me tell you, it's all a setup, bruv. Like you said, Griff. Yeah, they pick certain people on certain merits and they'll say you like this and you like that. None of this is coincidence. It's made to make the black girl look like a fool.
Boy.
Simple.
No, it is. It's a social experiment. You see it in Big Brother. You see it in all these.
From a long time,
all these reality shows. They pick these people strategically because one, they're going to cause havoc and controversy on the show, which is what's happening now. We're having this conversation about it because of the actions that have been going on.
Because Wahala said, he already said, why would you not pick people that like this type of woman? Why? It's on purpose, man. They know what they're doing.
I'm gonna say, what those people talking about? They need to put more racial, inclusivity. Why don't they
could
somebody?
Do.
It's a nonsense because we make up such a small.
You can't put another black boy.
No, we are actually over represented in that program
on TV.
Yeah, but one black boy at least. One black boy.
I disagree with you.
That is the definition of a token black character.
Put the token in there. Actually put him in there and slot him in something.
No, you people need to be consistent with what you want. Yeah, you need to keep the same energy. Do you want to be the token or do you want to be there on merit?
Boy, which one's getting me the most?
I would like to see.
If you go in there with a token, everybody would complain. There's a token anyway.
I'd like to see some black folks, some real black folks up in there, some black women and some black men.
But no one's applying to go on there, is it? People,
I bet they have.
No, but I was saying, if you as a black man, if you're a black man and you like black women, why are you going to go on Love Island looking for a woman?
You're not going to expect to see a black woman on Love Island.
You should have left the silence there so we could put a sound effect of tweeting birds. Because you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. And the same way if you're a white guy who likes black girls, you're not going to go, oh yeah, Love Island's the place for me to go to find them. You're like, no, I'm not going
tumbleweed.
Exactly. Anybody, if a black man wanted black women and when they're looking for a black woman, you just feel like you're an idiot, innit?
It'd be like one of them R&B videos. You just be sitting in the islands.
Jason Derulo.
And what,
you know what? Can I ask you a question?
Jason Derulo should be in that program.
Can I ask you a question? Does anybody like Jason Derulo?
No.
There's something about him.
Yeah,
innit?
if the man has done nothing,
I know.
Yesterday I was in the kitchen.
He's the
and a
male
song
Rita
came on,
Ora.
and the song came on, yeah. And the song was actually sounding quite good. It had Nicki Minaj on it. It had Nicki Minaj on it. It had somebody else on it, and I heard it in the kitchen. And I thought this song was right. Then I went inside and it was Jason Derulo, and I got angry. Like, why is it Jason? I didn't like it no more. It's because it's like Jason Derulo for no reason.
Did he do his signature sound? He got some signature sound.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo, you know what he's like? He is the kid that got bullied in school that made it big. That's how I see him.
It's true.
He
Like,
looks like a proper neek.
he's a neat.
That kind of
because
guy.
when Chris Brown dances, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that guy can dance.
That's
When I see
proper
Derulo dance,
He
like
can't
he
dance.
practices
It's what I'm
so
saying.
hard. You know, in the mirror, just
You know what I mean?
just
Jason
Jason
Jason Derulo's dancing is the kind of dancing you go to dancing studio to learn.
Innit?
So you have to have a choreographer.
Yeah.
You're not natural.
No, he's like, there's just something
And
about
he's
him.
counting his steps. You can see it.
It's like, why are you there? Poor Jason Derulo. He's Samira in Love Island in the music video.
Yeah.
Nobody watched you there, man.
MTV was
Nobody
on
wants
in the house, and then it got to the hour of Jason Derulo. And
Why are you giving him a whole hour?
There's an hour worth of Jason
or half an
Derulo.
hour. It said all Jason Derulo on the top, and I was sitting there, and they were just video after video of him with a white chick. And then my missus is walking in and out, and she's like, "What's this? What's all this Jason?" You can see her physically getting like upset, like. And I'm like,
Well, the Arthur had.
yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
Maybe white people like Jason Derulo. Because black people don't.
him.
No black
No,
person
man.
likes Jason Derulo.
Well, of course they like him. That's why he's selling music, innit?
Can't lie, Stab.
And the kids.
If I was around your house and Jason Derulo's on your screen, I would kick your TV. I'll pay for
even leave.
No, I'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I kicked your TV. I was like,
I couldn't control myself.
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Nah, man. Jason Derulo, I don't know what it is. He just came on the telly. I was vexed. I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Proper like in the song. I came in the Sorry, man. He had locks as well. He vexed me that he had locks.
What, he's got locks now?
He vexed me he had locks. I was like, why you have locks for?
locks now, bro.
Why he told you could be...
What's he doing?
He's trying to be blacker than black,
I
y'all.
don't know,
Yo.
man. He's a
And I'm
black
black,
person.
y'all.
We shouldn't discriminate against Jason Derulo for no reason.
True.
Apart from the fact that we just dislike him for no reason. He's done nothing to no one.
That's
I mean,
a perfect reason
he's
to
a
dislike
Haitian.
somebody.
He's a Haitian doing well. You know, we should all be
He's
proud of
Haitian.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derulo's
Derulo's his
kind of
actual.
allow him then.
Derulo's his actual
Why? Because
surname.
he's Haitian.
Yeah, man.
It better be because you've been saying it so many times. If it's not, I'll
it's
be
spelled.
surprised.
It's spelled like French way.
White
Right,
man's
how it's
Haitian.
spelled, yeah.
You
I
gotta
bet
respect the
like
Haitians, bro.
Teo Cruz, liar.
You gotta respect the Haitians, man. They started the revolution, bro.
At ESN Podcasts, and tell us your views on Jason Derulo. Hashtag ESN Pod if you don't want to at us. I want to know what you feel about. Is anyone out there that actually likes Jason Derulo?
Should we say
Let us
his,
know.
his correct name?
Which is what?
Jason Samira Derulo.
Nah.
I think we should or every Samira type person. We should just bracket them and put them in this podcast, this episode. I'm thinking now actively of a next person to put. in
So
bracket.
you are saying that she's a coon.
Wow.
No, I'm not. No, I said.
I wouldn't go that
I said
far.
coon for joke.
That's what.
Because I haven't heard her say anything bad about black people.
She just likes
seems
white
to
people.
like white.
No,
people.
Which when boys like white people say it's preference, isn't it? I even know. I think it's some dumb shit.
When black men say they like white women, they get called coons.
Yeah, but not by men though.
It doesn't matter.
Who would they get called?
Well, there's a
by?
girl that will savage them. The girls kind of savaged her at the beginning, kind of, but not too much. Enough for them to say, and I don't actually mind that. I don't mind when girls don't savage other girls because I think that girls should have each other's back a lot more because I think that's the biggest problem with women in the first place.
So hold on, are we saying it's more acceptable for black women to like white men than it is for white men to like
no.
black men to like white women?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that women.
Social media saying that.
I'm saying women need to back each other more because men. Okay, so if Stav says something that's nonsensical, or Mr. Wolf, or you, I might not say outside that you lot have said something nonsensical. I might just say that, or give a kiss to you or something, and I'll come and tell you lot in the background that you lot have said something nonsensical because you're my man them, innit? Whereas girls will put with their girls out on the street for everybody, slaughter them, scatter them, blah blah blah, and then be I think you should. Sometimes you just need to back your girls, innit? Whether or not they're doing something wrong, you back them in public, and in private you say,
That's good in theory, but we know that when we do something, you actually expose us, not just in public, on the whole podcast. So the whole world can.
When did I expose you?
You do it every week, man. You'll say something. Let me tell you something my brother did.
Yeah, like I talk about you. I don't expose you, Vax. I wish I did. I should expose you more.
Okay. Are we done with
Jason Derulo.
Love Island.
Yeah. Love
Randomly
Island.
throughout this podcast, I'm just gonna say Jason Derulo.
I'm gonna say have it. Simple Simon's not here. Let's large up Simple Simon.
Yes, big up Simple Simon. Can't make it this episode.
Yeah, he's doing duties, man. Come on.
So what do we want to
You
talk
say that
about?
a lot now.
What, he's doing duties?
No, come on.
No, I mean come on as in come on to the next thing.
Right.
Well, you've said it the other ways twice.
I said it once.
Well then.
Have it.
Griff.
Yep.
You had a couple of topics. You bring on the next one you want to talk about.
Oh, I didn't realise you was using those. Well,
No, you just say what you want to. Just start, man.
I can't remember.
To be
what I
honest,
said.
there's not much.
That's right. That's our reason.
Is there?
I think what was Drake's album?
One is Drake. One is the Dame Dash thing.
Oh yeah, the Dame Dash.
Yeah. All right, talk about Drake's album then. Is everyone listening to it?
I haven't, but go ahead.
You
man.
never listen to anything.
It's
Do you
all
know
good.
what?
It just
Let
come
me-
out, man. Let
me
that
tell you
man
this.
breathe.
What?
He's busy.
I don't think I've got that much interest, but I know that for
That's
the
fair.
sake of this, I need to listen to it.
No, I literally listened to it just because I thought it was my obligation as someone
That's what I'm
who
saying. I
talks
don't
on the
really-
internet that I had to
I
listen
don't
to
want to.
Griff is a tastemaker, so he must consume all this stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
so
saying.
that he can tell you what to do.
Are you industry now, Griff?
Nah.
You don't think you're industry yet?
He's not in the streets. In the
Nah.
streets.
He hasn't had that call yet.
Which call is that? What
The call to say you've arrived.
Listen,
Are we on a
when
Me Too
you can say, because I've had this from the two people either side of me here, I can't talk about it yet because I've signed contracts which is NDAs.
That's
that told
industry,
me,
bro.
Yeah, that's industry.
That is industry
I
behavior.
can't talk about it.
So you're man them, you know?
Exactly. I can't talk about it because I'm not allowed. Or I'll tell you on the slide, it's like, but you're not meant to know this. You can't say it on the podcast. You can't say it to nobody. Yeah. So this one is on radio. He's on how many different stations? He's on the
3
BBC
or
thing
4.
now. You know, yeah, industry.
Do
man.
they get jealous and they're like, you shouldn't really go to the BBC because they don't treat you as well as we would?
No, I don't think my radio. No, I did anything BBC yet.
I told you nothing.
They know now.
Talking about me snitching. So what are we talking about? Drake's album then?
Drake,
We're going to
Drake,
Drizzy.
second worst album.
But so you now know we acknowledging Views is the worst.
Views
one.
are when I'm listening back to it again, and I was like, I can't even remember none of these songs. I was like,
Exactly.
that is how bad this album was. I didn't even
The
listen.
only
to
song I like from Views is Controller, which I think was a Big Boy song.
There
Big
was-
Boy summer
there
song.
was about.
Yeah.
I was surprised
And one dance or whatever.
because I wasn't exaggerating. The best songs on that album, I don't
I
remember
listened to
even
it just
like,
before I came here, and I skipped about 20 because I couldn't remember them.
Yeah, so
Views.
Views.
Views is that bad.
And Controller, I prefer the Tory Lanez one.
I haven't even heard that one.
That's
That's a proper
that was
Jamaican doing it, yeah?
part of the beef in it because everybody said that the Tory Lanez one that was better than Drake's.
Oh, well, I'll check it out after then.
But anyways, so Drake has released an album last week
Scorpion.
called Scorpion because he's a Scorpion apparently.
I think his birthday is not a proper Scorpion, it's October Scorpion.
So,
That's a week-
proper
that's a-
ones are November's.
That's
yeah?
a weak Scorpion. Right there. Yeah. That's why he's confused.
Week Scorpion is October.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Anyway, so he's released it. It's a double album, side A and side B, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Side A is majority rap. Side B is majority singing, and the whole album is majority meh. So let me hear what you guys have to say. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I'd say it is exceptionally mediocre. It's just boring. I think Kanye's fucked it up as well.
Boring
like,
is the word.
by having 7-track albums.
Yeah, he missed it.
I don't think he did, because I realized I was happy to listen to it all.
No.
And then when I was listening to his old albums, I realized, wow, his albums are all like
Very
quite
long,
long.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Drake's albums, yeah.
I found myself bored. I was like, well, that might be the quality of the songs. though.
It is the quality.
It's quality of the songs.
I
yeah,
believe so,
It was
anyways.
boring. Like, there's a few tracks that's okay. I can't remember the names of them. I think Emotionless, that was all right.
Yeah, that was alright.
That line was wasn't hiding my baby from the world. I was hiding the world from my baby. And the internet won again.
What?
Yeah. The internet won again with that line because one girl.
I was hiding my homework from my teacher or whatever. Yeah, everything is being switched now.
Yeah, just that. So, but what I was disappointed. I listened to the whole album. I felt like I was catfished because I listened to the whole album waiting for a Pusha T line, waiting for a line back at Pusha T, and nothing came.
He said
Kind of
he
did.
say
He
something.
kind of did. In
He
the
did
first
say-
song, he was like, "I was going to say something, but I'm not going."
in the intro.
Wow.
In the intro. Yeah.
That's fire.
It could have. It could have been beef. It could have been beef, but it's not beef type thing.
Just like,
Yeah, apparently that album's getting streamed 10 million times an hour.
this is
Yeah.
Drake. Isn't it?
He's broken a record. It's the most streamed something called ever. He's got the top 25 places in iTunes. So
Jeez.
he's 25
boy from
songs.
Canada,
so
boy.
number 1 to 25, he's got top 25 songs on iTunes. It's been streamed about 200. We're recording this on the Sunday. It was released on the Friday. It's been streamed 250 million times already.
Wow.
So
The man's making money out here,
yeah,
man.
well,
I got. Okay. I'm saying something now. I think somehow
that's the Spotify, by the way,
and Drake and Jay-Z are gonna end up doing something together. I don't know. He's gonna end up on Rock Nation somehow.
This love-hate relationship they have. They cuss each other and then they're on each other's songs.
He's on the song,
I think he's gonna end up on Rock Nation somehow. Either management, because he's coming out of Cash Money now. I think this is his last album for Cash Money.
That seems like what he said on the album.
Right.
Once this album is done,
his obligations is fulfilled.
Yeah,
so I got a feeling, I know he's got problems with Apple already as well. I think him and Apple are a bit of a beef.
Oh, you're saying he's going to go onto Tidal?
I don't know if he's going to go onto Tidal, but I think he might end up doing something with Rock Nation, Jay-Z somehow. Somehow, I don't know why.
Well, he needs a big brother now, man. Lil Wayne is not it anymore. He needs a big brother that can wrap his arm around his shoulder. So when Pusha comes to him, he's like, Jay-Z, defend me, please.
And Kanye West isn't Jay-Z's little brother no more. So.
Jay-Z gave him the track though.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That album made me go back to listen to the Story of Adonis. You know,
which one?
It made me go back. That album. The whole album made me go back to hear Pusha. I wanted Pusha to cuss him again. That's how deep it was. I wanted to hear Pusha cuss him again.
Unfortunately for him, that album is always going to be linked to that line.
Yeah.
And that picture of him in blackface and that song.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that album he has washed over the album with the Story of Adonis.
Yes. And then because he was talking about his son so many times in the album, everybody's just thinking you're only talking about your son now because Pusha mentioned the son. You wouldn't even be talking about the son if Pusha didn't mention the son.
March 14th or March 11th, whatever it was. That was a song that was there, regardless of what Pusha did. I'm sure.
Probably.
But that intro where he meant, and the one where I wasn't hiding my son from you, I was hiding the world from my son. That is a response to Pusha.
Again, that's more fire from Drake there.
The line is good. For me, I'm a big lyricist. A lot of people cast Drake. I do believe he's a good lyricist. So
I'd say that.
Yeah. So, but in this album,
Ghostwriter.
Even if that's the case, the ghostwriting is still good. In this album, it's not the case though. That's the thing. He's boring. The singing, because you know a lot of people that don't like him say when he sings he's not singing, he's just whispering in the microphone. And this album,
he's melodically speaking.
Yeah, it's you that said it actually. Yeah, you put it that way. And in this album, more so than any other album, that's exactly what he's doing. And the slower the song, the worse it is. Yeah. Basically that is my ethos for the album. The faster the track, the faster he's singing or rapping, the better the song is. Yeah. The slower it gets, the worse it is.
That's true.
And so that's my opinion.
Turn up the BPMs, damn it.
It's not poor, but as my last. Hold on. Have you two listened to it at all?
I've listened to it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so that's why you two I will say that the summer so far is being won by Pusha because of all the albums I've heard over the summer. Pusha's the one. And throughout the year, Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap is still the best urban album I've heard this year. It's fantastic. If you haven't listened to Nipsey Hussle, listen to that. Back to Front, and that's a long album, and it's all good. All good. All good.
Boy. I play Pusha T almost every day.
I was going to say, I think after listening to Pusha T's album, everybody within that circle, you don't really need to listen to their albums.
If
it's not really
know. But Pusha T's album's too good. But I don't know, the Drake thing, it's just like, I listened to it, and I was like, this is rubbish. Then I listened to it again, and I thought, okay, it's better than rubbish, but it's not good. Then I listened to it again, and I'm going back to saying, this is rubbish again. It's proper, I'm skipping songs, skipping. It's still not as bad as Views, but it's not good. I think at the moment, my favourite songs are the ones that's already been released, for one.
Yeah, so, that's the problem.
So, Nice for What is probably the best song on there. Diplomatic Community is the best song that he released, and I don't even understand why it's not on the album. Basically, the best song is released. I think, so Nice for What might be the best song on there. Maybe, I don't know. And the song I really like is the one with Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, it's that unreleased chorus.
Yeah, I like that song. I don't know why. Everyone else seems to not. I don't think everyone else seems to feel that song, but I quite like it. I think I just like to hear Michael Jackson again.
Yeah, it's true.
My man's finally finished his Muller corner, boy.
Yeah, it's taking you a while, man.
Yeah, bro, what the hell?
People watching my food. So, it made you want to listen to more Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man. I forgot that Michael Jackson's got some bars out there, man.
I saw a tweet. Somebody posted the video of We Are the World. Some of you people weren't even born when We Are the World come out. I don't think Griff was, but I'm not saying it as an insult. I just think it come out before you were born.
When did it come out?
I think it was like 1980.
No, it's in the early 80s, I think.
No, I was born, so no, it could have been later than that. Maybe like 89 or something like that.
Okay, so
I was born.
Okay, all right.
It's an old song.
I had the right.
Oh, come on, because when
it's Band Aid 8, isn't it?
Live Aid was
Live Aid
was 84, right?
Bro,
anyways,
whatever they was talking about.
Anyways, but even if I think you do know the song though, don't you? Yeah. So irrespective, it's one of the biggest songs ever. It was put out for a charity thing when it's Bob Geldof thing, innit? Live Aid.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so he sung on it, and there was about
985.
85.
I had not arrived.
Okay, you have arrived.
had not arrived.
So basically, there was about 20, 30 artists, all big. It'd be like Lionel Richie, Cyndi Lauper. So these are old school people singing. And Michael Jackson was there, and this person tweeted the live vocals. So they're recording it in a massive studio where they're all there together. They're recording the video and singing the song together. And you see Michael Jackson do his bit, and it sounds Chris. Now, I've been listening to this song for the last, you said, what, so over 30 years I've been listening to this song. And then you hear the next people, Cyndi Lauper and some next dude, I can't remember his name, and another woman, and they sound rubbish. And you see Michael Jackson.
He gave them that look, innit?
He's looking back at them like, what are you doing? And really you can see him doing it because you know that, yeah?
All right.
And then, because I've been listening to, and they all sound Chris, and you realise, well, it's not always been auto-tune, but they've always tweaked things behind the scenes. Yeah.
All right.
Whereas Michael sounded Chris.
The question is, because there's obviously Prince has done the same thing. You see videos of Prince when people are singing and Prince is looking at them like, what are you doing? Right, so those two are the king of shade, we know that, yeah?
Hold on, there's another bit where he's got the vocals in his hand and he's teaching them how to sing that exact same bit. And then, so the man jumps in, he sings it, he says, "We are the world," and then the man goes, "We are the world," and
That was Joe Cocker.
Yeah, that's it. He actually laughs. So he didn't even hide it. He went.
So Michael was like, "This fucking idiot."
So them two, yeah, obviously they had a little underlying beef, no type of beef, yeah. Prince and
MJ,
Michael.
yeah.
Which one is bigger, the Prince and Michael beef or the Jay-Z and Nas beef? Because obviously they're both underlining. They both come. Jay-Z and Nas were
Jay-Z and Nas,
yeah.
isn't it? Because that's the one that actually came to the
I
foreground.
would love to have seen a Prince and Michael Jackson.
Prince and Michael Jackson, because there were stories that have come out. It's only since they've died, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or since Michael Jackson died, anyways.
Yeah.
Some of them come out before Prince died, but now they're both dead. It's like people are brave enough to say, "All right, now they're gone." There was this time, and they're talking about there's one concert that they were both at, and I can't remember what happened, but
Didn't Quincy Jones say one of them tried to run somebody down?
yeah, there was that as well. Yeah.
Quincy Jones was spilling the tea, boy.
That was a joke, man.
But I don't know, man. The thing with this, yeah, because we're going to talk about Michael Jackson, we might as well talk about the dad, because the dad passed as well this week.
I was gonna say, are you people?
Joe
Somebody
Jackson.
said he's been dead 2 days and he already got Michael Jackson
Jackson
working.
Yeah, working out. Oh my days! He goes, he said Michael Jackson was there on these streets. Right, so
There's no escaping this.
Joe Jackson, people have a problem with Joe Jackson because he beat Michael Jackson and he beat the kids. Yeah, that was the reason why they have a problem with him.
All right.
Has any Nigerians got a problem with Joe Jackson? Has any Nigerian got a problem with Joe Jackson?
From what we hear, he went over the top. Innit?
Which is what? He used a weapon of choice.
I don't know, but
done
from
waterboarding.
what we heard,
Did he?
Did Joe Jackson do waterboarding?
He invented waterboarding.
He said, "Did he?" You know,
I don't know what these man are
Seriously.
beating people out here, man.
waterboarding.
Yeah, because the way they were going on like to say he was the devil, like he beat them.
Yeah.
But he does kind of look like.
He does look like
He
the
looked
devil.
like the devil.
He
What?
does
does
look like
look
the
like
devil. But I don't know, man.
If all your kids come out the way they came out, yeah. So look at what's the Beyonce's the nose, yeah. Beyonce's parents.
Oh,
you know they pushed her, yeah.
Yeah.
They pushed them. They coached them from young.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between coaching your children and pushing them to want them to do something. I don't even agree with that. But any big gymnastics or sports person or singer, probably their parents pushed them. They probably didn't have a choice too much into what they were going to do. Yeah. So fair enough, that's what happens. But when you're beating them on top of that, it's one thing if you must learn how to play the instrument. You must do this dance steps. It's one thing if you're beating them. You're not learning your education
Maybe
right.
they were naughty.
But
Yeah.
can you imagine? You're
Nah.
not doing your dance steps right.
Yeah, Jermaine Jackson said that. He said that they used to get beat just for misdoing like the steps
Okay.
wrong and stuff.
Definitely.
But okay,
Come on,
well,
man.
okay,
There's
all
better
right,
things to
okay.
beat people
All
for.
right, but as a
Dad,
Nigerian,
we
does
just
that
won a
bother you?
Grammy. That's not
Because
good enough.
Nigerians have been beating kids from day dot.
Not for that though,
But
innit?
Nigerians used to beat their kids for getting exams wrong.
Yeah, but you can accept that.
What's the difference between getting an exam wrong and getting a misstep in your notes?
I grew up in that.
I said a thought.
That's what he grew up in, though.
It
That's what I'm saying.
depends what you put your emphasis on. Is your emphasis on education or on entertainment?
Yes.
Well, both of them is on money.
Or the entertainment is a form of education for them, isn't it? You have to learn your steps.
Okay, so let's say that Michael Jackson was doing his steps and he was misbehaving during the steps, so he was doing it on purpose. Is the beating okay then? Is the beating okay then?
Why not?
Daddy, you can't touch me.
Okay, let's wait up. If Michael Jackson was never to get beaten and it meant that he would never be famous, do you think the beating was worth it?
So Michael Jackson now just if he didn't get beat, he's just selling like insurance in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's like,
I think it's up to him.
It's like, Mike, you can sing, can't you? He's like, yeah, I can sing.
I could have sang, but I didn't make it.
It's up to him.
Go to X Factor.
I can't put my views on him. I got smacked for getting bad results and whatever. And
Did you?
It didn't bother me. Yes.
And you continued.
All right. So I have the choice to decide that what the punishment for what I did or what I didn't deem or whatever it is, like, did it weigh up? And I don't think it did, for one. But does it bother me now? No, because I don't think it was that extreme. I don't think it was the right thing to do, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. That's me. Michael Jackson might have thought I didn't like it, but clearly I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now if it wasn't for that. And he might be cool with that. I'm a billionaire. I've got a bloody funfair in my backyard and monkeys. Yeah, good for me. Or he might think I'm messed up. I don't appreciate my skin. I don't, I'm adopting children and claiming that they're mine. and all this madness because of the stuff that my parent put me through. I'm mentally messed up.
Yeah, I think he got abused.
Yes, his
abused.
upbringing was clearly a big issue in the way how he behaved as an adult.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The whole Paris thing, all this. I mean, you look at his kids, his adopted kids, or the surrogate mother business. I don't see any piece of his sperm in them, And you are not fooling me. No way, no way. Paris is not his child.
You don't think?
But that's
she looks like him a little bit. Huh? You don't think she looks like him a little bit?
No,
he looks like him now.
No,
man.
What? Not him then. Yeah, looks like him now.
It's just a girl.
They're both white.
They're white, man.
Yeah, so was Michael.
They're white children. It's not my son.
Look at you.
So that is Michael Jackson and his feature on Drake and Beaten and
Joe Jackson.
I don't know why we went through.
I don't know because we RIP to Joe Jackson. He's dead.
Okay.
But are we saying Joe Jackson's a bad father because he beats kids?
Of course, he's a bad father. Because all the kids will tell you that he got terrorized. The kids can't. All the kids
not
can't
because he beat kids. I don't think you're a bad parent because you smack your children. And to everybody, anybody that says you are, just shut up, go jump in the lake or something, man. I hate that.
Don't tell people to jump in the lake because when they do it now, you'll be upset. Okay, just can we go back to the Drake album quickly?
Yeah, I don't want.
Okay, you were about to leave,
more.
yeah? No, because of the Jay-Z line in the Drake album that I'm saying now. If George Zimmerman gets killed tomorrow, everyone's gonna blame Jay-Z.
Good.
Or applaud Jay-Z.
Nah, he's a black man.
No,
They're gonna blame him.
do it though.
What did Jay-Z say?
So basically, he said that you lot in Miami, basically, you killed X, which is the back guy, but you let George Zimmerman live.
Are you sure you're talking about Station?
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Because he's in Miami, innit?
Did he say Miami?
Yeah.
He's got a good point though.
And he's like, you let
and I mentioned it last week.
The game is done.
Then he said the streets is dead.
The streets is dead.
I mentioned it last week.
He's like, how can you let this man, you lot are going around killing each other, but you're not killing this one man that killed the youth? So what, are we advocating that man should just go out there and pop out?
Zimmerman does not deserve air going through his lungs.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think would help the situation? I think if Jason Derulo shot Zimmerman, the one time that he'll be like that in the streets, bro.
Yeah, but we claim him then, innit?
We claim Derulo then, boy.
Jason Derulo.
And they have to sing it before he shoots as well. Derulo.
I love that.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. This is Stavros speaking. I don't want to speak on behalf of anybody else on the podcast, so I'm telling you who it is. Yeah, I believe sometimes people can be murdered and killed. Yeah, I feel that sometimes people do deserve death, and he's one of them. So I'm not gonna tell people to go out and kill him, but I'm not shedding no tears. I don't feel no ways. The only thing is, as much as I do feel people should die, I don't think people necessarily should be killed. If that makes any sense.
So maybe it's an accident.
Right. If I could do a slump hour and snap my fingers and have him gone, then maybe I might do that. But maybe I wouldn't, because then I'd be the killer. But if somebody came down to me and said he's gonna die if you don't stop it, then I ain't gonna stop it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna stop it. So that's that.
Okay, what was the next thing we wanted to get onto? Dame Dash, isn't it?
Dame. All right, somebody else is gonna have to do this because I don't really care too much.
Okay, so Dame Dash, basically. Was I think it was the Bet Awards, BET. So
no, it was Diana Ross. Diana
Ross.
It looked like church.
Yeah. No, it sounded like it.
Where's my money?
It's more or less the same thing, man.
Yeah. So there was like Diana Ross. I don't know what the Diana Ross thing was. And Dame Dash saw Lee Daniels. Now apparently Lee Daniels.
Who's Lee Daniels?
Lee Daniels is the guy that did Precious. He's the guy that does Empire.
He's a producer.
He's a producer. Yeah. So apparently Dame Dash loaned Lee Daniels $2 million. When Precious came out to help
before Precious,
but I thought it was for the Precious.
No, it's a failed project.
Oh, okay. So anyway, he let him $2 million, and he was meant to pay him back. and apparently Lee Daniels hadn't paid him back, and he's been ducking him. And I think they went to court for it as well.
Indeed.
They went to court, and Dame Dash won the court appeal, so they was meant to give him some money from something, somehow to give him some money, but I don't know what it is. But anyway, he hasn't got the money. So when Dame saw him on these streets, Dame basically was going up to him and saying, "Where is my money?" And he was doing it live on air where people could hear him, and he was like, "You're making me look crazy out here because I'm asking you for your money." And Lee Daniels was looking like,
I will give you my money.
Yeah.
I will give you the money.
You know when them man, you proper ask them man on road with my money, like,
Nah.
I got your money,
shook.
man.
He looked shook. He did look shook.
I got your money, man, but I ain't got it with me, man. If you can find it when I get home.
My baby mama, she took some money from me.
I know I'm gay, but my baby mama's the one that took it. Just went straight for the black woman, boy. Gay, still believe this baby mama. My baby mama took the money.
My baby mama got something, and you know,
My
when
surrogate
she
baby mama.
when she gives it back.
My surrogate baby mama took my money.
So what do you want to talk about then?
I don't know. What would you do if you saw somebody? Okay, let's say that you are outside, yeah, at a place. Okay, let's in fact let's do it on TV. In fact, let's not even do it at TV. Let's say that you're at your best friend's wedding. Yeah, you're at your best friend's wedding.
I'm the wrong person that asked.
You are the best man.
Yeah.
At the best friend's wedding.
All right.
And then one guy walks in that owes you a lot of money.
All right.
Not only does he owe you a lot of money, but he has made plenty money to pay you back and has been ducking you. Mm-hmm. This is the middle of the speech. Right? You see him walk in.
All right. Looking nice.
He's wearing
He's
Rolexes.
He's dressed better than me.
He's wearing Rolexes. He drives.
I'm a man of ego. That would hurt, you know.
He drove in a Rolls Royce. Everything. Money is there. Flossing
got
of
good
him. He
memory.
got 2 chicks on his arm.
All right, come on, man.
He's even spraying.
It should be the priest. that
He's
says-
spraying enough that he could have paid you
All
back.
right, man.
Two
Get to the
chicks
point.
on his arm.
Man
you know.
is-
Flipping
Let,
heck.
let me have one.
What would you do?
All right, I'm gonna give you my thing. So the quick version, before I do the long version, is that I don't loan out what I cannot afford to lose. That's always been my ethos because I've made that mistake before, many years ago, and then similar situation, not as extreme as that. Well, basically, I loaned out some money, person didn't give it back. It was more than I could afford to give out, and then I've learned from my own experience, don't give out what you can't afford to lose. So I don't really give out what I can't afford to lose, and if I give, so basically, once I give the money, I kind of accept it, it's gone.
Bruv, I gave you that 20 quid back. What are you talking about?
Well, it was more than 20. So I don't chase people for money too tough. I might ask you for it. If you're bona fide and close, then I'll ask you. It gets to the point where sometimes I don't, because there's people in this room that that should be giving me money. I don't bother asking anymore because that's just the end of it. So it's that's it. It's not an eyes twinge thing.
God damn.
It's just that.
Is it me?
No, don't say no. Is it him? Don't say no.
Whoa, wow.
This is my point. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't even remember. It's gone. It's like it is what it is. All right. So that's one.
Mr. Wolfsburg.
It's not. Can I finish?
Oh shit.
That's
the
the
debt collectors. You know?
that's the short version, right? So I don't know that.
Son of a debt collector.
That's what we are.
What's the film where is it no? What's the film where you have the son Carluccio's
Oh, okay.
And,
Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale, and in the Bronx Tale, if you haven't seen the film, it's a little snippet. It's not a massive spoiler. Where there's the young dude is being schooled by the gangster, and the young dude sees somebody that owes him some money, and he starts chasing him across the road, and the man's like, I'll get your money, and he runs off, and the gangster calls him back, he's like, what are you doing? And he calls him back and he says, listen, he says in essence the same thing. He said, listen, do you like that guy? He's like, no, I just want my money from him. He's like, well, there you go then. It was $10 or $15 or $20, whatever it is. That's what you've paid to get him away from you. He's never going to be around you again. Yeah, that's if the person if the person doesn't have the tenacity and the morals to give you that money, if he's running away from you when he owes you something, you shouldn't want to be in that person's circumference anyway. That money you gave him is the money you paid for him to stay away from you. And I'm that type of person as well. Stay out of my life. So there you go. So I wouldn't be in that
Are you
situation.
still here, Mr. Wolf?
Unfortunately, that situation that you give me, because it is
Can't be me then.
because I have an ethos on this. I don't want to actually answer the question and say I'll chase them down, I'll do this, because I wouldn't do anything. If you have that money and I feel now that you are the type of person, you are not going to give it to me, then that's your business, isn't it?
Okay, so if he comes to greet you, what are you doing? You gonna talk about the money?
Well, okay, I'll give you another situation then. We're similar. If I have an issue with somebody, there's somebody that we all know in this room, all of us, and they tried to shake my hand the other day. I haven't even told you yet, actually. I told my missus because somebody that we both have an issue with. Yeah.
Oh.
So do you know who it is?
Oh.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a Nigerian.
You have much of an issue with that person.
Yes. Anyway,
Okay, wow.
remember, unlike you got beef with my brother, innit? I'll accept that beef. So I saw them.
Beef with brother.
You innit?
I don't have beef with him. Anyway, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, but the point, unless you're thinking of someone different.
Stabs back in beef. That was
There's no beef. All right, but you had an issue with this person.
Who had an issue?
We'll talk about it after because
I hit you tonight.
Sure.
I can't remember their name now.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Is he chubby?
No, I think I know who you're
Don't
talking
ask any
about.
more questions.
But I don't have a beef with this person.
Okay,
If I saw them, I'll shake their hand.
But I said that you had an issue with this person. It's a
Okay.
yes or no answer.
Yeah, and I told him I'll see you.
Okay. Well, the thing is,
Okay.
I saw them on road. All right. I had my own personal issue with them. I can't even remember what it is anymore.
Accolades.
I got bad memory. I just remember I have beef with somebody. I don't even know what it is anymore. And they tried to shake my hand, and I said, "Whoa!" I moved my hands back. I said, "Listen, I don't want to be disingenuous and shake your hand like me and you is cool now because I haven't seen you in X amount of years, or whatever. I still will have my whatever issues I have with you." So I said later. So I said, "Have a good day," and I carried on walking. That's my line out to people that have beef with. Have a good day, and I carried on walking.
Wow.
And he said, "Cool, I understand," and that was it. And we was both standing there at the bus stop together. Can you imagine? I always drive you that I'm there standing at a bus stop.
That's awkward.
So that was, yeah. Fortunately,
what
my
time's
bus
coming?
My bus came and then I got. And,
I'm not talking to you.
That's it.
Sensitive fucks out here, man.
So no. So that is the answer to your
Fuck.
question. If I got issue with you, I'm not gonna be fake and be like,
That's a
I'm
Drake
cool
song.
with you.
Sensitive.
And I was sitting at the bus stop. You was looking at each other, sitting at the bus stop. I got my Oyster card in my back pocket.
The sensitive person would have shook his hand. I don't know. Listen, when I got beef with you, it's the same. I don't want you in my life. I just want you to
No,
be
I get it.
gone.
I get it.
So I don't shake your hand. I don't smile at you.
Okay, but it comes to shake your hand for them, and you're just gonna tell him don't shake my hand, yeah?
But I was polite about it. I said I don't want to be
I'm
disingenuous.
talking about the guy with the money.
Yeah. Later, see you, bruv.
Okay,
Like,
so you've said enough, man. What about the rest of you, man? What would you do if the man came to tell you about the money?
I don't know why you just skipped the whole Dame Dash thing and just went into some question about something.
Because you said what question did we have about Dame Dash?
What would you do in that situation?
Let somebody else talk then.
Because I told him that he's talked enough. That's why he got upset now and tried to bring it back to me.
No,
When you was
no,
having
no.
your talking, you didn't say to yourself, you know what, I was
No,
spoken about
Did he
it.
not just say, okay, then what would the rest of you guys do?
Gallagher's.
No, but he's brought
No,
up
because I've moved it away from him now.
Not the craze.
And
It's
he's long
not
to
that. I had finished. No, I had finished. By all rights, I had spoken more than
You just,
I have
as
a
long
right
as you
to.
know that I'm the good one, yeah. No, who's the one that's got the writing skills?
You're just the Gallagher.
Hold on.
You're just
Can I ask you a question?
just Nigerian Gallagher's.
You listen to the podcast.
Galegas.
You've listened to the podcast from the first. I'll let these guys finish first.
Alligators.
You've listened to the podcast from the first season.
Yeah.
All right. So me and this guy have been arguing
This guy.
for a while. Now I always think it's not good as a listener if you hear us beefing with each other. So I try not to go down that road. If it happens, I just try and brush past it, and sometimes it continues on. Yeah. You as a listener, not as a guest on the show. What do you think when we're arguing? Do you think I'm taking into account us as well? So maybe that might make a difference. Is it that it's
if I do
enjoyable?
I find it funny. I find it funny when you two go at each
Don't
other.
you roll your eyes and be like, oh, again?
No, because I'm always confident you lot will get it back on track and continue the podcast. It's not like the podcast gets torpedoed and then you don't talk about anything else after. Like it's like you two arguing and it's just silent in the room and the other three are just looking at each other, just like trying not to look at either of you two.
And you have to remember, us on the podcast, we all got the same. Usually, when the topic comes up, we all got the same
like
views.
viewpoint.
So sometimes they want to hear us pop off.
I just think there's better.
We ain't got the same views, bro. I think that's what makes the podcast so good.
No, we do. We
get
do
me.
have the same views on most things.
Well, what do you think, Griff?
Well, yeah, same views.
You and Anna mediator.
Yeah, there's that. No, you lot generally do talk from maybe not the same view, but you tend to be on the same side of an argument all the time. But that's because you have sense, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
it is what it
Speak
is.
for yourself, damn it.
Okay, so can we carry on with the question I was asking?
My point was, nothing to do with me. It is that you brought up Dame Dash and Lee Daniels. That sounds like there's a general Lee Daniels, isn't there?
yeah.
That's his
Okay.
name. The other Lee Daniels is the one from.
You really do like the sound of your own voice. This is why you keep on talking.
The other Lee Daniels is the one from. Then I'm bound to. No, that's a completely other song.
I said general Lee Daniels.
Oh.
Is that the American guy?
I think I don't know. But
I thought you were talking about the one from Imagination.
Is his name Lee Daniels?
Something Daniels, yeah? Isn't it Lee Daniels?
Paul Daniels.
It's just
That's the magician.
illusion.
I know.
I think his name is Lee Daniels.
No, I don't think his name is Lee Daniels. But anyways, I was thinking, don't you want to talk about
Dickhead.
that topic before you move on to the side question?
What
Based
But
on
he
the
did
topic.
talk about that topic.
No, he brought it up and then
and then
asked
he
the
said,
side question.
What would you guys do in that situation? Well, you're not listening. You just like the sound of your own voice. You don't even listen to
No,
the
I said,
question.
what do you want to talk about that anyways? And he said, then he gave a different hypothetical. Not because none of us have 2 million to lend out to anybody. unless you're hiding something in your NDA clause that I don't know about.
I can't tell you about it, can I? But he just put it out, the same question to the guys. What would you do in that situation? If someone
He
owes
likes
you
to
money.
get me. He's got a problem with me.
When you
I
listen,
just said he likes the sound of his own voice.
when you listen back, you'll see that I did say, what do you want to discuss? And then you said, all right, then let's.
Yeah, but what I don't
answer this.
understand is that before you answered it, you could have said that. You took the time to answer it for 15 minutes, and then when somebody else said the answer, you're like, whoa, why are we talking about this for?
Yeah, take that. How long is this podcast so far, actually?
2 hours and 15 minutes because of you.
It's an hour and 7 at the moment.
All right, you two. All right, and can somebody answer the question then? Griff, go for it.
Now go, Mr. Wolf. To get him back in the podcast.
Oh,
Oh wow!
I'm
Went
glad.
there. That's a indiscriminate shot right there.
Because his head is in the phone.
No, I was just going to do a little bit of research on some of the questions that.
Bruv, you
we
are
were looking
clearly
at.
on Twitter. Shut up. Or on WhatsApp.
Why you? Yeah, but our questions are on WhatsApp.
Your phone is so bright. That's why I can see it.
Come on,
You
shut
old
up.
man.
Come on.
My daughter would have done that. But what if someone owed me money? Yeah, I would have done exactly the same thing that Dame Dash done, and done it in public. Why not?
So you would have gripped them up and said, look, what's going on with my money, fam?
Yeah, because he's obviously taking the piss. You don't then become do the moral thing by taking him round a corner and having a quiet chat, because he's been avoiding calls. He's been avoiding emails and conversations and what have you. I'm gonna burn him up a little bit.
I would love to see Mr. Wolf grapes up somebody for his money. You know? I bet you'd still do it slick. I bet you'll still be slick as well.
Now the thing is
Come in,
Can I
sometimes
just talk to you for a moment, please?
sometimes the best form of maybe anger is to be calm.
Yeah, I know that, and it's very.
You get me?
And people find it very unsettling when somebody that you know is really angry is calm at the same
That's what
time.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's been some instances at work, and sometimes I deal with the public, and you get people, threatening you and what have you. I look at them and I say, does this face look intimidating to you? And I'll give them that look, and then all of a sudden they kind of get to their senses and think, maybe this is a guy that I don't really want to mess around with. When you're calm in those kind of situations, like the martial artists, they're calm. People that are ready to fight, people that can fight, calm. And then when it's time to blow,
Before you do me in.
Oh, so you're asking for your money back there
I'm
and then
asking, I'm
in the
asking.
middle of the wedding, yeah?
one time.
So,
No, obviously not in the middle of the speech.
so when he's at the buffet table getting jollof, you're there behind him.
bruv.
Where's my money?
So yeah.
Where's
I
my money,
might lean on him a little bit,
Where's my money, man? Where's my money? Put that jollof down. Where's my money?
A plastic fork in it, like in the queue.
Break
for
off
the
a
food.
couple of teeth.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hey,
might
bruv.
put a fork in his back or something like that. You know what I mean?
What about you?
Step on his crocodile shoes and
What about you, the actor? While you're doing your monologue as the speech, you see him walk in.
I'd probably stop them. I'll probably stop in the middle of the monologue.
That's what I was
Hey!
thinking as well.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen in the building, that motherfucker over there owes me some money. No, I'd probably go with the same route as Mr. Wolf. Just catch him outside. But and funny thing you lot are saying it, because there are two individuals that owe me money, and one's a director, who owes me money from a show, and I really want to call him out,
I was
but
about
I'm
to say.
trying to be calm.
I was thinking, who did this person give money to? They're meant to have paid you and they haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
have you called them?
I've called them on numerous occasions. I've got emails from them saying, I'll give you the money on this date, and they haven't done
Is it
it.
a significant amount?
It's a significant amount.
That's the thing, actually. I haven't been in that situation. Because the situation I was talking about is when I've loaned money out. I've done a job for you and you haven't paid me.
Yeah, because this is
Oh, no, I've done the same. I've lent money out as well.
No,
and
because
I haven't got it
like
back.
I said, I now know not to loan money I can't get back. But if I've done a job and you owe me money, that's a different story.
Yeah, because this Dame one is more of a business thing, isn't it? It's
It's a business transaction.
He gave
yeah.
him money for a particular thing, and he's meant to have reimbursed him for that money.
But with Dame Daniels and
Dame Daniels
and Lee Dash, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Was there a contract between them?
I believe so, because that's why he's managed
taking
to
it
get
to court.
Take him to court and get his money back.
So he's breaching the contract. That's even worse.
So
Lee Daniels, man,
he's
you better-
actually been taken to court and said you need to pay the money, and he even still.
I don't pay that money.
You better put that
Absolutely.
rainbow flag down and do your duty, man.
That's what we'll call a writ in this country, right?
A writ. Yeah.
Yes.
They'll just come and issue a writ.
Boom.
Bam.
So, Griff, what you doing?
Nah, I think because of the comedy thing as well, I'd be able to get away with just cutting my speech and calling the guy out mid-speech. I mean, like, do not let that guy leave. He owes me money. But back to these guys, and then I'll talk about them.
I'm joking, but I'm not.
You
joking.
would really do that?
I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
Yeah. I'll be like, whatever his name's like, oh, Wayne's just come in. Don't let him leave. He owes me money and stuff. And then people would laugh. I think it's a joke. And I'll go, you laugh, but he does. And then I'll just carry on doing the speech. And then,
You get one of the youngers to take his Rolex.
Exactly. Yeah, it would annoy me. I've never been in that situation where I've loaned. Actually, no, that's a lie. Ex-girlfriend owes me money. One of them does from previous.
One of them does.
Getting shit.
Yeah, getting that back.
Would you take your money from her?
Huh?
Would you take the money from her? She offered it to you.
It's his money.
Nah, because when I gave it to her, I thought, I ain't getting this back. I'm giving this to her because she's rubbish with money. So it was my fault. It was like she came into the bank with a poor credit rating. The Bank of Darran. She came in saying, I'm shit with money, but I need more money.
I realised the mistake I'm about to make, and I'm going to continue making this mistake.
Okay, as men that's going out with a woman, if your woman is shit with money, right? And she asked you to give her that money. In fact, this because there was something that came up on the timeline actually that's kind of links to this.
Oh, wicked.
All right, so I'll link it in a bit. So I think in the story was this man has saved up £45,000 or something for I don't know what he would say, maybe to buy a house or something like that.
He's just putting his money away.
As this lady put in another five. No, they were saving for something. The two of them.
Cut Out the Box podcast did this one as well,
and they were saving for £5,000. The man saved £45,000 for something. And the woman put in an extra 5,000 to that
in their joint account.
You've cut it. You've cut it.
I'm an African. I've cut.
Yeah.
All right, so 45 and 5,000.
It makes a difference. The bit you left out.
Yeah,
Okay, do you know the bit? Do you know it?
I can't remember the exact money beforehand, but the total money was 50.
Yeah.
The total money he put in was 45, and the total she put in was 5. But he came into the relationship not with 45. He came into the relationship with, let's say, 30.
Yeah,
then,
save 50.
I think it was 25 actually.
Yeah.
Then during the course of their marriage, he accumulated
another,
an extra 20, and she put in a 5.
Did he put in more money than her, basically?
Yes. He put in 45,000. She put
then
in 5.
it was in a joint account, and then at some point in their marriage, she took all the money and then paid off her student loan without telling him. And then the situation is, what would you do?
Yeah. So,
the question was, would you divorce them?
all right. So that was that question there, but I'm adding my own because that's what I do in it. So you got into a relationship with a woman that's shit with money. Are you obligated to deal with this situation that she's got? So she's in debt. She's your woman now. Yeah.
I'll go last then because I know this answer to this.
She's your woman, innit? She's not. You're not married or nothing. You're not engaged or nothing. But she's your girl. Maybe a girl for 6-7 months.
So she was shit with money before the relationship.
Before you got into the relationship,
Then it's your problem.
She came into the
well.
money. She came into the relationship with debt.
Then it's your problem. You chose to enter that
So
relationship.
are you responsible to cover that debt?
Not responsible, but you can't be mad when she does something shit with money because that's what she was before. Isn't
No,
it?
but I'm saying that she's coming to tell you, I need you to help me with the debt. Are you helping her with the debt?
Helping in what way?
Are you helping to pay the debt?
Well, you're
No.
not really helping because she's
I'm
already
not.
taken the money and covered the debt.
What I will do is give her good formal financial advice You
For
get
a
me?
reasonable
And-
price.
Yeah, and I will point her in the right directions of people who have more experience than me when it comes to finance to get her finances in order. We're in a 7-month relationship, bruv.
Are you telling
So-
this
so-
to her after you've banged her or before?
Well, I'm
After.
assuming during the 7 months.
During the
then
bang.
we
Did you
have-
say
we
7
have-
months?
During
I
the
said about
bang, yeah.
7 months, 7 to 8 months.
During the bang.
yeah.
What
7 to 8 months relationship. You've been you know
you
each
need
other
to
for.
do?
You know another
Yes.
before.
You need to.
But 7 to 8 months relationship.
And within the relationship, I am seeing a future with this woman.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So
right, yeah.
I see it as my obligation to help her
Yeah.
get her
if
finances
it was 2
in
years?
order.
Would it be the same? Sorry. If it's just quickly and then continue.
I'm assuming by then I'm looking to get married. And then if that's the case, then perhaps yes.
You'll cover the claim.
That's why the 7
Yeah.
months is okay. But all right, sorry, carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's just it. Because if I'm now looking to enter into one proper relationship with her, get married and all this thing, I see your problems as my problems. And my
Okay.
problems, we need to deal with this together.
Let's leave it like that then. So you're looking at this person as the person you want to marry then. So let's say 2-3 years relationship. Let me not do 7 months. But you're with her for the 2-3 years. She has not cleared this debt. It was there from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's there 2-3 years later. Right? She's living her life. She's living her best life, as these women like to say. Yeah? But she has not paid these debts. You're going to pay the debt.
Boy, I don't know. Like I said, we work out a financial plan to help her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if my money is strong, then maybe I'll clear a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Which one of the other ones?
No, well, so if we're getting married.
No.
You
But
have
you
a
think
proposal.
You think he's going to?
you think it's going that?
Well, no, I'll wait until we're married.
Then you clear the debt.
Because then we're married now, so it's my debt now, isn't it? So that's how I'd see it. So then I'd clear it then.
So
but
you
until we're
you
married,
secure the package first.
yeah, until we're married, then
Secure the package.
Boy, that's your debt. The same way that if she bought a house before we got together, and we move in, we live in it, it's still her house. It's still her house, and then when we're married, all right, now it's kind of ours.
As long as you know, Griff, that it is still her house, and it will always be her house. Always, and you know that when she readily tells you to get out when there's a beef thing.
And
be fair.
That is if she's not a good woman.
Yeah, but be fair, if that kind of woman, even if
she'll
you
put your
bought
name
the
on.
house together, she would still tell you, get out of my house.
No,
So
no woman can do that in her life.
It's happened all the time.
but that type of woman,
I would agree with that.
You're
yeah.
sleeping on the sofa.
If a woman
I
is
bought the bed and the sofa.
Yeah.
Like,
If a woman could tell you to
I
get out of
don't
the
know.
house because it's my house, she will tell you to get out of the house even if it's
Yeah,
our house.
but there's no rules. You can't really think. You can't say yes. Okay, I'm going, because in the end, it's still your house, isn't it?
You can say that, but once she calls the police will say,
Yeah.
No,
you need to leave.
could you calm down, Mr. Wahala? You're shouting. I'm not shouting.
You're being aggressive.
You are,
I'm not
Mr.
shouting.
Wahala. You are shouting.
You're aggressive, Mr. Wahala. I'm not aggressive. I'm passionate.
Do you remember
It's a good thing you don't live in America.
Do you
bro.
remember? Do you remember
That's what happened
do you
to George
remember
the Poet.
the old EastEnders when Phil when Grant, the police came for Grant because what's her name? Sharon called the police for Grant, and then Grant beat up the police. Remember it? Because she tried to get him to get out of the house.
Right.
Grant beat up the police. That will be me.
And
To be
that's-
there was no man is making me move from my house.
That's
ever in life.
white privilege right there.
No one is
White
making me
man
move from
do
my
that.
house. So yeah, what would you do?
But
The actor.
do you know what? It is a tricky situation. I'd probably follow the path of Griff. And I'd say I'm gonna pay some of the debt, but we're gonna pay the rest of the debt together, and I'm gonna teach you how to do this, because it could be any moment in time you'll decide, oh, he's paying the debt, so I'm just gonna relax.
Yeah, exactly.
on
I'll
everything
stop paying.
and not bother because he's got it. No, we got it. You ain't got it. I ain't got it. We got it. So that's what I would do. That's more my style. I don't know.
Okay. Word is bone.
Word is bone.
He said he's dealing with the time. All right, so shut your man. All right.
You can't deal with the time. I'm the host. Sorry, what were you saying?
You weren't listening. That's
No,
your
I
business.
was trying to find out how long we've been doing our thing.
Have it.
119.
Thank you.
That's
Sorry, what was
because you
it?
have to be.
I'm
in
not
control of
repeating
the time.
myself if
Yes.
you weren't listening.
It's me with the questions, isn't it? Sorry, go on. You
Go
don't
to
repeat. All right, you're
Go
not
to the
repeating
next
yourself.
damn
No
fucking
problem.
question. The listeners
You've
heard.
answered.
Yeah.
Okay, you haven't answered, Wahala.
I'll just pay the thing. If I got the money, I'll just pay it.
That's nothing. If it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
If you got it like
Don't
that.
forget that it's because that's too easy. It's
I've
not,
done it in the past.
Your money is not strong.
no, but
bro.
it's like you have to struggle. It's not something that's going to take you a year and a half, 2 years to pay off.
It depends. I'm still gonna pay it, but it depends on how I'm gonna behave towards her when I pay this money. If I see that she is making no effort at all to pay off this debt, and I seem to be struggling to pay off this debt, then me and her gonna have a problem. I'll still pay off the debt if I actually want to marry her, but I'm gonna be very angry with her that the fact she hasn't making any effort to try and pay off this debt. She's going out, she's spending her money every 5 minutes. Amazon package, I'll be vexed. ASOS, Amazon, whatever, I'll be vexed. And you can see me, I haven't eaten, I'm eating white rice, no stew all week because trying to save the money, and you're there buying Amazon nut. I'll be vexed. I'll be vexed.
rice with butter. Yeah.
I'll be vexed.
Shit.
But so if you're not making a conscious effort to do it, then bad. But then in saying that, if she didn't ask me to pay for it, then I have to just shut my mouth also. Because she never asked for it.
I don't agree with that. But anyways, okay.
Rice and baked beans.
So okay, the Call Out the Box podcast, shout them out. They said the same topic basically. They picked that same meme and did it. Mo said that she would come into a relationship with her own money, and her own money is her money. She might even put it in a secret account and never tell her man. And this is marriage she's talking about, like in that terms. And I said, why would you want to be with someone? I said, I don't want to be rude, yeah, but why would you want to be with somebody that would do that? This is like, what do you guys think? Because I don't, because basically in essence she said, our money is ours and what's yours is mine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What's yours is ours, and what's mine is mine.
Yeah.
And she said that's my views on money in relationships. When it comes to, she said, sorry if it's old fashioned, but that's how I feel. That's truly how I feel. well, my money is my money, and your money is our money. And if I come into the relationship with any money, it's mine. It's not as if I've saved up X amount before I met you, it's mine. It's in my own account. And then another thing she said, which was an alarm for me, is that it's like a security if anything goes wrong.
Well, then she needs to keep that same energy with her debt then as well. What's her debt is her debt. So I'm interested.
I'm thinking of, what do you feel if you went into a relationship with a woman and she said she's got money and she's like, this is my money, it's 25k, 30k, 40k, I've saved up before I ever met you, I'm not willing to share this. Anything going forward, whatever.
I think it depends
but
on...
this is in my account, let's say you want to move house. And she's like, well, yeah, but I'm not putting this money into it.
Actually,
it's my money. It's
then
like,
you don't want to move house.
Yeah, it depends what she's saving that money for.
It's just it's mine. It's like I'm not saving it for anything because what's the biggest thing you could do in it?
It also depends on
biggest
whether
thing is as a house, and she's like, no, I'm not putting it towards a house. Yeah. I'm not putting it towards a holiday. It's my money. It's keeping it there in case. It's an in case for me.
I don't know why I don't feel bothered by it.
I do not give two shits. For me, I am fully with Mo. Her money is her money. My money is our money. When the child comes, her money is that child's money, and my money is everyone's money.
All right.
That's how I see it.
So, okay, so you two are cool with it for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like chill that it doesn't bother you. And Wahala, let me not say Griff, you're cool with it as long as she's not like malicious with the money once you're in a relationship.
It's not malicious. Yeah, it's just if she's worked hard and saved up money for herself, then fine. Yeah, so be it. That's your.
And Wahala, you're actively agreeing. It's even more so. It's like, I agree with you. That's if I have a daughter, that's what I'll teach her to do, almost kind of thing.
I don't know if I'll teach my daughter that.
But you agree with the notion.
I'm saying for me,
you would never take the woman's money.
That's your money.
Okay.
That's your money. You come into it with your money. You do what you want to.
Old school African stuff.
Yeah. If you want to, it's up to you. For me, it's like this. I think it's stupid to say that if you're going to buy a house together, you're not going to use that money.
But that's the point.
But no, hold on, no. But because you're still going to buy the house together. So if you want to go and save to go and find yourself extra money, that's up to you. But if you've got money there, you might as well use the money you got there, then save again to put money into the house. That makes no sense to me.
No, but why does But this is the point. That's where the issue stems. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but if she wants to do it that way, then we'll do it that way. But it doesn't make sense because I'm still taking your money.
But let's say that's it's going to take you. You could put that deposit or that money is enough for a deposit to buy a house now, or you're going to have to save for 2-3 years.
Is it all her money as a deposit? Because no, I would never make a woman put all her money into a deposit for a house and tell her that it's cool. That's madness.
I don't see it as madness. If it was all your money, would it be a madness?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
so
that would be a madness. It depends because if a house, I'm very thing about house. Yeah, if you want to put your money into that house, I completely understand it. You want to have ownership of that house, then I completely understand it. So if I was with my missus and I said I got the money to cover, I've got all the money for the deposit, and she said I want to put my money into that house, I'll say very much fine. I wouldn't argue with it. I wouldn't dispute it. I wouldn't complain about it because I understand that is something that for you personally you might want to do.
Can I say why I would have an issue with that? Before I got married and before forget even the marriage, before I was in this relationship, I would have maybe similar kind of views. But then it got to the point where I realized that those kind of things is a nonsense. All it is everything you're telling me, and this is where I said about the alarm. Everything you're saying is, if we break up, I want this. If we break up, I need that. Everything you're gearing yourself towards is when we're not together anymore. All right, and that's fine. That's realistic. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not realistic that we may never work out.
You might dead.
Well, I'm not going down that road yet. I'm not saying it can't happen, but that's not the path that I think people lead their life. You get life insurance, and that's about it. You don't live your life. We're going to die tomorrow. Right? So, all the moves you're making is for when you're single. Now, if you're with me and you're making moves for when you're single, then go be single. You know my views on that. Go be single then, because we are together. If it's beneficial for us to use your money now so that we can be better later on, and you're saying no because if I'm single, then such and such, this money is going to help me, or then just go and be single. And I realized that because I was on the other side of the coin where in my relationship, when I hooked up with my missus, she made the most money. She had her house, and I didn't have any of those things. And in the beginning, I felt a twinge, but now, yes. But as the relationship, but as the relationship has gone on, I realize now that way of thinking, in my opinion, now as I've grown, is wrong. Are we going to be together? Well, basically, it's what's best for us, not what's best for her, or not what's best for me. What's best for us, and what's best for us is if you have the assets or if you have the commodities that we can use to build a relationship, a financial future together, then that's what we have to use to build our financial future together. If you're using it to build your own financial future, what you're doing is you're separating a part of yourself and keeping that to yourself and out of the relationship. And I don't see that as beneficial for the relationship as a whole. Fortunately for my wife, she's not that way inclined. The only issue she may have had is when she had debt and she said, this is my debt. And I was basically similar to, well, I was very bang on, it's our debt, or again, I had the same energy. Yeah. I kept, or I'm going, because we are together and that's the end of it. I don't see it as yours and mine, it's ours. And I think that's where my mind kind of switched, because I've never been in a situation where I've had money to spend and do something like that. I've been in a situation where the woman's had no money and I couldn't do nothing about it. I was brassic, but it was different when I could do something and the woman was saying, no, I don't want you to do anything. And then my head switched and it's like, well, that's just stupid, isn't it? Am I going to sit here whilst my woman is struggling?
So was you like that before you got married?
Like I said, I wasn't really in this. The only situation I can compare it to was when I was with.
No, so I'm saying that's how you've been with your woman who's now your wife. Was you like that before?
I didn't have any money before.
Because in my head, that's the switch in my head. Is like while we're together in a relationship.
Oh no, marriage relationship didn't mean that. Okay, so you're talking about the marriage
we keep our things kind of separate. But once we're married, it's like it's just one thing.
Once I'm with you, I think I grew up between this relationship and all my previous ones. So right. I believe now I'm the most mature in that financial sense.
Right.
So it wasn't when we got married, it was when I was mature and I was with a woman that was also mature, and fortunately we had mature views in terms of finance.
Right.
So no, it wasn't the marriage part.
What are your thoughts on what you mentioned about keeping money for security reasons? Has anybody seen the film Jump in the Broom?
No.
Okay, there's a black film out there called Jump in the Broom. It's pretty good. It's like a comedy. And you've got this couple who got into financial difficulties. This is aside from a wedding situation that was happening with her daughter. Angela Bassett is in it.
Nice.
And they have a business.
Hey, auntie.
They have financial difficulties. The man, the husband, kind of tries to lie to his woman about the big issues that he has or the business has. The business collapse. She's got the insurance and the security that he didn't know, and they kind of live happily ever after.
Well, she was lying, he was lying, in it, so they're equally yoked. But for me, I don't. No.
How was she lying?
If you're hiding something from your partner,
did she hide it?
Yeah, he didn't know about it.
He didn't know about it.
But did she hide it?
If you're married and you hide him, and
calm down, bro.
Go on and talk before
you calm down, Mr. Stavros.
He was ill-informed.
He just wasn't told, yeah?
He just wasn't told.
So she went behind his back to do it.
To be fair, the film doesn't say whether she had the money before the relationship or not. What it says is that she had loads of money that he wasn't aware of. And this money she considers to be their money, though. And it's part of a security fund just in case something happens.
I don't like it. Stavros doesn't like it. That's my quick.
Maybe she knows her husband.
Maybe she does.
It could be, but I don't like it.
The whole security money.
Like I said, and this is my views on it now. So maybe it was different before, but now, if you have money and I have money, and especially if we're married, so these were married, it's our money, and so if you're keeping money to yourself, I don't like it, unless it's established.
She's not keeping it to.
I'm going to get to your one thing, but if you say I've got this account and I'm putting, because my wife has her own account, I have my own account, we have a joint account, we have hundreds of accounts, yeah. So there's an account that she can do what she wants with, kind of thing. we have different accounts for different reasons, but there's money that she can deal with the money. I don't really watch it as long as we're paying the bills. She can kind of deal with whatever she wants to do because I am kind of like I try and deal with everything, and then whatever's left over is your thing, and I don't watch it too much.
No acknowledgement of my woman's money. And the other day I tried to access something and they asked me how much did your woman. I said I don't know. And the man was looking at me like, what? I don't know. I don't actually know. That's how much I care about my woman's money. As long as she's got enough money for her to be happy, I just don't care.
I guess it's because I'm in a different situation. But in the situation you're talking about, the woman had money that the man didn't know about. I wouldn't be happy with that.
Fair enough.
Actor, you haven't answered the question though. Everyone else has.
Did you answer the original question?
Yeah, that's my long spiel I gave.
I don't even remember because you were talking for so long. I don't even remember.
It was the 45,000, 5,000 is the money hers, ours. What would you do in the situation?
Alright, my money is our money. Her money is her money. If she wants to make her money our money, that's entirely up to her. I won't hold anything against her.
Shall we get to the actual thing where the woman took
Except
the man's
a
money
shank.
and paid her debt?
Oh yeah.
Because that's a piss take.
But it's your money. The only thing is that she should ask you first. But outside of that, you're saying it's our money.
Yeah,
it's our money, it's our
essentially,
money.
if my money is our money and you took my money, aka our money, to pay our debt or your debt,
I don't mind paying the
paid
debt.
you.
I don't
paid
mind
your
paying the
debt for
debt,
you.
but she didn't tell me that she's doing
The hiding is the main issue.
Yeah,
But
I don't
then-
mind you taking that 45,000 and paying off that debt.
Imagine
Just that you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me
Imagine
you
looking at your bank account, expecting to see 50 grand in there. And then
This,
suddenly
this
it's
is where
just
I disagree with all you man because you're saying, oh yeah, the money is our money. But let's say she didn't she didn't ask you, but she told you. She did tell you, and then she just did it.
She told you after she did it.
She told you, and then she's doing it while she's telling you. I'm going to take this. She's sent you a message. I'm going to take this money.
there.
there,
I'm taking the money
She's
out
there
of
with
the
the
account.
laptop. What are you
Yeah.
doing? I'm just paying off my student
Yeah,
loan, babe.
exactly.
You?
She's not hiding it from you. She's telling you just before she did.
But she didn't tell you she did it with your money.
It's not your money anymore. That's because that's what all you have said. Apart from I don't remember what
I'll
Miss Wolf
cut
said.
up her clothes.
It's not your
But
money anymore.
that actor, Wahala, and Griff have all said it's our money. So she's taking our money and paying
When
off
we're married.
our loan.
Yeah, when we're married.
All right,
Yes.
and I'm saying that for me, is as much as it's our money, we need to discuss things
So we
first.
do need to discuss it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
Well,
say. You can't,
because
you can't,
all this, I'm not watching what she's doing. I think, okay,
Nah.
don't watch what they're doing.
you
You
can't
need
be
to-
I'm
moving.
not watching what she do with her
You need
money.
to watch what your wife's doing.
With her money, I ain't watching what she's doing. That's
Even
our
with her money, because the day that she ain't got no money of her own left, she gonna look at your money.
Listen, I've said this. This is the thing I said. Her money is her money. My money is our money. Yeah?
So when her money's
hold
gone,
on, let me finish. So our money means that we make joint decisions on it. It doesn't mean that you could just make decisions on our money on your own. Same way I can't make decisions on our money on my own. Yeah? That's how I see it.
so when
So if it was her money, if it was the other way around, where 45,000 was her money and 5,000 was mine, and she did it with the 45,000 that was hers, why am I to open my mouth?
So when her money's gone, sorry, Mr. Wolf. So when her money's gone, and she looks at your money, aka our money, and does whatever she does with it without consulting you, that's the problem.
It's like you don't. Yeah, that's the problem.
Cool.
So you have.
If you let people finish.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was about to attack him.
Miss Wolf.
No, I was just listening to the whole ethos of her money is her money, my money is our money, and you would not spend any of your money without large sums without consultation with your then woman. That's what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, especially now that I live with her.
Okay.
If I'm gonna spend money on a big thing, I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna spend money on this,
Yeah.
and she needs to know because
And if she is spending money on a big thing, you would expect likewise. If it's your money.
if it's our money, yeah.
And if
course.
she's
What if it's her money?
If she comes back tomorrow with a big something, I'll be like, if it's something that's making her happy, if it's not nonsense, if you come back tomorrow with a boat, then I'll be like, we ain't no water, where you going in the boat? Yeah, but if she come back tomorrow with something that makes her feel happy, and she's used her money, her hard-earned money that she
The boat
earns,
made her feel
yeah, but
happy.
that's
Well,
the
whatever.
extreme.
Exactly, yeah.
It could be artwork that costs maybe like 10 grand.
that's a good investment.
You understand? Well, I don't know.
What if it's one of those bollocks bits of furniture that women like? Big candle that you're not allowed to burn.
Depreciating.
Okay, but if she,
Yeah.
Potpourri.
that's gonna come into the house, though, isn't it? So that's gonna affect,
Different sized wooden
that's gonna
balls
affect
that
my
just sit
house.
on the mantelpiece for
Why
no
would
reason.
potpourri cost that
I
much?
don't know,
My
because
house
it's
or our
love.
house?
It's shiny. It's really nice. It's like
What'd you say, Steph?
he said that's going to affect my house,
Yeah.
and I said my house or our house.
well, I'm not. You don't know you own a house with me here, is it? So to me, here where we are now, it's my house, isn't it?
But we're talking about you and your missus.
Yeah, but then if she was here, I'll say our house, but she's not here. She's somewhere else enjoying herself. So in my house while I'm here, yeah. So like I said,
Man sounds begrudged that she's off somewhere enjoying herself.
on another day, taking a piss. But so for me, as I said, if she went to go and buy something really expensive, I would expect her to tell me. But if she doesn't, and she comes with the thing, I'm not gonna be screaming and shouting about it. As long as she knows that when I come back with whatever I come back with, I don't want to hear no noise either.
I think in relation to, is it Mo's question, yeah? Was it Mo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If she started buying things to furnish the house with her money, then that wouldn't make a difference, would it? Because she's using her money essentially to furnish the house instead of our money.
For me, like I said, I think different than you guys now. I see it all as our money now. So if you're spending small money, it's whatever. It's only when you start spending, once you start going over £500-600. Maybe that's not big money to anybody else.
Exactly.
But if you spend £500 on something and you haven't squared it with me, then I was like, well, you can't tell me you're spending £500 on whatever it is.
Well, 500 is small money.
The reason I say that is because like them tickets I was talking about, it was £600. And he's like, well, how do you even know about it? So that's when I realized, because I was like, well, I don't watch what my woman's doing with my money. But then but it got to the point where £600 is gone. I didn't know about it. And this is when I'm thinking, boy, clearly we have too much money for £600 to go missing, and I don't even know it's gone. And I'll have to find out from somebody else. So that's when I'll say, you could tell me.
That's when you're finding out from somebody that's not your miss.
It's not an issue. The money's going, but I just saw it as reckless spending of money. If you had discussed that with me, I would have said, boy, do we need to spend £600 on tickets? Like, no, really. So keep that money. I'd rather spend it on something better.
But the ticket money was
the MOT is going to cost more than that.
But the ticket money was our money or her money?
It's probably hers. It would have come out of hers money, definitely. Yeah, it would have come out of the money that she earned that is not going into a collective pot. So it's definitely hers.
So people shouldn't have their own money. Is that what we're saying? In a relationship, you shouldn't have your own money.
No, I'm saying that once the money goes over a certain point, you square it with your partner.
Okay, but
even if it's in your own,
because you don't have your own money.
I do have more. It's our money, innit?
No. Your own money. Like your missus has her money. Your money is.
I don't have
our
a joint
money.
account, so it's in my account still.
Yeah, but that is still our money.
I think
though.
the thing is, you earn enough where you can pay your bills, and because you pay the bills, and then you're happy. As men, we pay the bills, innit?
I don't earn that much money, man.
Okay, all right. But my point is, you can pay the bills and have money left over.
Well, how does that work? And someone's called him like boss. He's like, shh, no, I'm not the boss here. I'm not your manager. I'm not your manager.
Be humble. Be humble.
I don't have any money.
Just call me Mr. Wahala. That's it. That's all.
You know what? I'm going to get into that discussion after. So keep going.
All right. I wanted to change it, but okay. Yeah. So it's like I'm never gonna spend more than what's this thing,
Whatever the cap is.
So I don't think you get to the point where it's like I've spent $4,000 on something. You wouldn't go out and buy a car and not tell your missus you're buying a car.
No, I wouldn't.
So that's even if it was like a second-hand car, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000.
Unless I'm going to surprise her. And it's her car.
But that's so. Now, my point is that you're saying it's my money or it's her money or it's our money but I think if she went and bought a car for herself and it was $8,000 and it was her money, you would have no issue with it.
I wouldn't have any issue with it. I'll be happy.
So it depends on.
I think cars are the wrong example.
No, so it would depend on the circumstances whether you divulge what you're doing. So, like Wahala said, if I'm going to surprise my missus with a car, I might not tell her I'm buying a car because it's going to be a surprise. Uh-huh. So if it's something else, I'm going to buy a £500 bra because I know you're going to like a £500 bra, but I'm not going to tell you about it.
Shoes,
I'm just going to wait for you to see it.
Red bottoms.
I think the thing with me is maybe the difference. If my missus bought a car, because any car the cars are all in her name, but it's our cars. Yeah. So if she bought a car,
till the police
well, exactly. No, because when the police stop me, that's why they're stopping me. It's in a woman's name, bro. Why are you driving this car? So, but the point,
should have showed them some chest.
I have the boobs.
Look at my breasts.
Yes, but the point is, any car that comes into our compound is our car. We're both going to drive it. So if you do spend X amount, then it's like.
Oh, you're such a
I don't have a say on the car that we're gonna have. But it's my money.
You know what it is with me? I think why I feel like where I feel, because my woman works very, very hard for her money. Yeah, she works. She's got her own business. She works very, very hard. Well, I'm assuming everyone's missus.
I was gonna say that,
but she's got her own business. She's had her own business before she's met me. She's worked very hard to get to the business to where it is, where she done everything herself to make this money. Yeah?
Legend, salute.
Yeah, to make this money.
Yes. Not many people are self-employed.
Yeah,
true.
So she's done
very good.
So if whenever she wants to do something nice for herself, spend money nice for herself, I don't have any issue with that because she doesn't spend money on herself in that level. She buys all this rubbish every time ASOS or whatever that comes in the post. But that's little money, this here and there.
You keep saying rubbish. It's not rubbish to her.
No, but yes, to me it's rubbish. So it's not like a
doesn't fit me. It's rubbish.
Exactly. It's not
but Mr. Wolf wants to know why you decide that Wahala doesn't have Wahala's money.
I have Wahala's money.
No. But Wahala's money is our money.
Because
I'm not saying that what you're saying, what your
we get it from our parents,
is wrong.
We get it from our parents.
Yeah, but I want to know why.
Because that's where we grew up in a house like that.
I don't think that.
No, go on.
What do you know?
Wahala, go on.
I think sometimes we don't know what goes on in our own houses because the way that you talk is like my mum doesn't put things into the house and she does.
I didn't say she. No. I know. I was.
I
know. Discuss with my daddy. But
You're saying we've learnt that ethos from our parents.
Why do I feel like my money is her money?
No. Why won't you have Wahala's money?
Because Wahala's money is there. It's our money. It doesn't make no difference.
You're the man of the house.
If I want to do something with that money, I'll do something with that money.
But you won't do it without consulting her.
It depends on the way it is.
If
it's a large thing, if it's something that's going to change our life, yeah, I will tell her. If I'm going to go and buy bread from Tesco, I'm not telling her, miss, I want to buy some bread today. So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that.
Babe, can I have £2? Can I want some bread?
No.
If I can answer for you.
I'm not going to ask her for this.
But it's our money.
Let me hear what Stavros has got to say.
All right, I'm going to answer on your behalf.
Why?
Because you're not answering what he's asking, or I don't think he understands.
Stop talking on people's behalf.
Yes, but I'm telling him now, and if I'm wrong, then he can correct me. He can stop me and correct me. Innit? I think the way you're looking at it is that why has she got her own money, and there's a joint pot, and you don't have your own money? And I think the way it is that he might not see it as the way you're seeing it. He's looking at it completely the other way around. It's that when the woman comes into the relationship, she has her own pot, and as the man, if I'm an alpha male and it's my job to provide and whatnot, then it's my job to do all of that stuff. The woman's money is there, in essence, to look after herself and our children. Mm-hmm. So it's my job to look after you. If you have extra on top to do your own thing, then do your own thing. It's because it's not my job to take your money and do anything with it. It's not my job to take your money and buy a car. If my car needs to be fixed, it's not your job to pay for it. If we need to do something in the house, it's not your job to pay for it. If we need food on the table, it's not your job to pay for it. You have your own job. So your jobs are your jobs, and that money you have on the side is to do what you want. It's in particular with your jobs as well, with the things that I think is a woman's job. And if you need money to do that, then that's the money you have to do it. But when the car needs to be fixed, it's my job. When the ceiling is broken and it's leaking, it's my job. So that's, and I'm always going to do that job with it's in brackets, it's our money, because but at the end of the day, it's me that's going to be fixing all that stuff, innit? It's me that's going to be paying those bills. So it's our money.
Okay,
but I'm dealing with it.
Like she went on holiday. I didn't pay for her holiday. She paid for herself.
There you go.
That's her money. That's her thing she wants to do. She went to go and do that. If we went on holiday, I'll pay for the holiday. Because it's our something that we're doing together.
I think I get it.
And I want
I was trying to get my
because
head around
I want the
it as
public to understand. She's not like she asking me for any of this, because she would quite happily do the half and half thing. I don't like half and half. I'll pay for those things because I think that you deserve it. If I don't think she deserved it, I want to pay for those things. So that's how I am.
But you say that, or is that your job? Because
it's half and half. But if I didn't think she was deserved it, I wouldn't be doing it.
You wouldn't be with her though. So I always I say that because
sometimes people turn useless and you're already with them.
You're not going to stop doing the thing, are you? That's what
I'm saying. You're already in a routine, innit?
Let's move on to the next subject.
Okay. All right. Well, what time we got? Because there's probably only one question left now.
1:40 something.
This is why I need to see the time. I would have cut that off a long time.
Wale, you wanted to continue with something though, didn't you?
It was to do with money.
Yeah.
But go on, you got something you want to talk about? Talk about it.
It's only because the Terry Crews thing is relevant.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
That's old news though, but it's become relevant.
No, because of the 50
50
Cent thing.
Cent, man.
So Terry Crews has been in what is it? Talking to. I think they're trying to build up some sort of new law around sexual abuse.
Congress he's been talking to.
So he's been talking to Congress, and he's been explaining the situation.
I'm not sure whether it was Congress, but yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, Terry Crews is an actor, and he was sexually abused by some sort of agent, I think, a very powerful agent in Hollywood. Basically, the man groped him, and what he did was he left. He was in a party, he took his wife and he left. He didn't really. He told the man, "Get off me," and left basically. So, but Terry Crews is a big, strong, muscular guy. Everyone's like, "Why did you knock the dude out?" kind of thing. So he said basically, I felt abused. I went to the person's place of work after. I said this is what happened. They didn't do anything about it. Once the Me Too movement came up, he brought it up because it wasn't necessarily the most recent thing, but he's brought it up now that it's happened and everybody's talking about their sexual abuse. So he's brought it up. He's talking to Congress now in helping them out, discussing what kind of new rules we can bring in or laws around this kind of situation around sexual thing. Now, many men are
many men.
Yes,
Wow.
very good.
Wish there for me.
Are mocking Terry Crews because he didn't because of the way he reacted, because he just took his wife and left. So 50 Cent is one of these people who was mocking Terry Crews. I can't remember what he said, but basically,
Get the strap.
Yeah, what's it calling, like a bitch? So something like that.
I don't think it was that.
If you think about
but either way, he was mocked for the situation. How it happened is not the biggest deal in the world. Do you think he deserved to be mocked?
But then again, you have to look at the situation because obviously he was at a party.
Yep.
and the guy who was also his agent at the time and a producer groped him in the party. Terry Crews went to his wife and said, "This is what happened. What should I do?" And the wife said, "Leave it alone. Just be calm, because you don't want to portray the image of an angry black man in front of all these people, because you will lose your credibility and you'll be blackballed." And
for me, that doesn't make no sense.
But that's what happened. That's what he said.
Because if somebody touches you, your natural reaction is to do something there and then. If you even if your missus said knock him out, are you gonna? You would have walked all the way to a missus.
No, but that's
come up to you.
His natural reaction was
that is not
his
the
natural
reaction.
His natural reaction was to do that, but he held himself back.
So that's the point.
I said, "Let me discuss
Yeah,
this
but that's
with my
not the.
wife."
I think it was a
that's
shock.
not the natural reaction of everybody. Some people that are in that situation who may get sexually abused, it's not to lash out or to say something.
I think it was shock.
It is
it was
shock.
Mm.
You understand? Some people have shock and they don't know what to do. I think he's using it as an excuse. Personally, I think he was in shock and he's saying, "Well, I was angry and I had to calm down." I think he was in shock.
Okay.
So 50 Cent said. So this is what 50 Cent said. So 50 Cent posted a pair of photos of Terry Crews on Instagram. One showing him topless with the words, "I got raped. My wife just watched."
He's so bad, man.
And Superman posted of another of the actor with a rose in his mouth with the words "gym time." And then he wrote as a caption, "LOL, what the F is going on out here, man?"
50 Cent is
Terry
bad,
Crews
man.
are fair, are frozen fair. They should have just taken me to jail. Get the strap.
Get the strap.
They would have had to take me to jail.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, basically, they would never. I mean, the judge that said what she said, I think she's an idiot.
What she said?
What judge?
Well, she basically said, "Why didn't you fight back, or why didn't you do something?"
She said.
That's what she
You
said.
could never say it to a woman victim.
I was exactly going to say that.
No, the reason
You can't say that to a woman, and on top of that, to say that to a black man, we know the repercussions of us even
She was
putting our
coaching him.
hands up.
She was coaching him.
Are you sure?
The response she gave was what she wanted to say, which is why yes. So I get what you're saying. The question seems like a nonsense question and it's inappropriate, and you wouldn't ask a woman that question. But whilst he was talking to Congress,
She was doing what to him?
coaching him.
Is it coaching?
Yeah, she was leading him down the path
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out the right
they
word.
both wanted
Simple
to,
Simon?
to
Coaxing.
go down.
Coaxing, innit?
Ah,
Not
yes.
coaching.
Yeah,
You can say coaching as well.
I don't know. I'm
No,
just
you
asking.
can. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you said, but you don't have to correct me when I'm wrong.
I'm just asking, bro.
Okay.
Don't correct me when I'm right.
Yeah. So he was saying such and such happened,
Jason
and I
Derulo.
felt, and he kind of stopped, and then she said, "Tell us, like, why didn't you do that?" Because he said, I didn't. He said, "Why
Okay.
didn't you?"
So
and then he's like, he had his. It's almost like he had everything written down actually. So he
But
he had it out.
Yeah, and he furthered his explanation saying, "Oh, I was doing the Expendables and I wanted to carry on in the series, and because of this guy's a producer, he could have blackballed me and stopped me progressing in my career, and there were so many other films I wanted to do."
That's not what he said when she asked him that. He said, as a black man in America, you only have so many chances. You can't afford to risk it by lashing out at anybody, because as the big black guy, the ex-American footballer, hitting this producer, that's all they would have seen. The black man that would have thumped this producer.
But isn't there
He said
part
it to
where
the other male member of Congress. Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, but isn't there a part when someone goes, "Why did you hit him, Terry?" And he goes, "Because he touched my balls."
But if
And then people go, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense."
no, because they'll tase him like they're killing black people for doing nothing.
No, but this is at a party, isn't it? So when you see Terry Crews punching the producer, I was
No.
like, what the hell's happened?
Nah.
Yeah, but you could
Come on, bruv.
He could say that, but
you
then
don't mean that, do you?
if
Well,
you
no,
didn't,
I'm saying at a party. If it was in public, then yeah, I wouldn't do it because he would probably get shot in public. But at
This
someone's
is interesting.
party,
Even if everybody knew this is what the producer did, if the producer has that kind of power,
yeah.
look at what happened to these women. They were getting raped, bruv, and they're coming out and people are like, yeah, but that's just him, innit? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's just him. You have to just deal with it.
I think we spoke about this actual Terry Crews thing before, but what we need to get into now is the actual mockery.
Yeah.
What do you think about women? I'm sorry, not women. Sorry, men mocking Terry Crews for this situation.
All women.
All women. In fact, we can even go into what we was meant to discuss last week, which is the body shaming thing about women were doing against men, because it mixes up the same two
No,
things.
simple one in the woman. No, you went in the woman there. innit?
Okay, let's leave it for a woman then when we get one to come in. But okay, let's talk. How
When
do
we get a woman, we'll talk about it.
How do because a lot of I've seen a couple because big up Reggie Yates, not the Reggie Yates from the program, Reggie Yates from Twitter. I think her name's Rejoice. Yeah, she posted something on She posted something on her. She posted something where she said, basically, oh, men get sexually abused all the time, and men don't care about people don't care about it, and it's wrong, and we should care about it with men. And a lot of men will tweet about them mans are bitches. So there are men out there that have no care for men that get sexually abused. So do you think that is something that we as men just do not care about?
Men get raped too.
Yeah, no, I think it's what's it called in psychology? Just world hypothesis. So basically, everything happens for a reason. So as a guy, you're gonna take the piss out of it. That guy got sexually assaulted. He's a bitch, and I'm not a bitch. Therefore, I can never be sexually assaulted. That's how like their minds worked. Where what they don't realize is, no, bruv, you could get sexually assaulted at any moment. But the way they process it is
because it hasn't happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. And if they really have empathy for the dude, it's like shit. They realize how they're just another potential victim of someone else.
I think all of us have been sexually assaulted at some point.
No, by who? A man?
Yeah.
No, a woman.
I mean,
a
touched
woman.
inappropriately.
Yes. But we're talking about men on men.
No, but you're saying you see, but that's exactly what
we're talking about men on men, not a woman.
No, we're talking about in general.
I don't count it as when women.
Look,
touch
But that's the point. That's the whole point.
But that's not what happened to Terry Crews.
No,
though.
but the whole point is women will touch men inappropriately. In fact, that's what she was talking about. Women touching men's things and it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what, man.
Men do it in football all the time. Did you not get a sexual assault?
Let's say as women. So if a woman comes up to you and
Hey, Johnny.
you a married man comes up to you and handles your penis in her hand, are you not gonna? Is that okay? Because what?
No, I'm not saying it's okay, but it's not traumatized me. I'll switch at her and I'll do whatever I have to do at the time.
Well, why? Why is it not a big
but
deal?
that's because
it's
of
women
you
on
as
men,
an
innit?
individual, bruv. That's because it's you as an individual.
What man is getting
Terry Crews
touched by a woman,
Terry
and
Crews.
is there crying about it at night?
No, I'm sure there's some
there
men
are
out there.
some men that might do
not
that.
man, not child. By the way, I'm not
If-
talking about child.
Depends
If
how
the
ugly the
man-
woman is.
If the man feels that it was unjust, unrequited, and non-consensual,
Yes.
he may go back and think, right, what she did, I may have liked it at the time, but thinking about it now, it was wrong.
Okay,
It's a violation,
and then
man.
So it's a violation. So
Okay.
if he was to get up in arms and say something, he has his right to say something,
Yeah.
and no one should not vilify him for that.
You don't have to be vilified, but if he doesn't say nothing, who cares as well?
If he doesn't
as
say
society,
nothing, then no
but as
one knows
society,
nothing.
should we care though? That's the point. Should we care?
I don't really know.
So
You don't think that we should care?
No, I'm saying I don't care.
horrible, ugly woman,
So what, man?
Helen from accounts,
Kick her down the stairs.
keeps on coming up to you like
Katie Hopkins
Stavros,
comes to
and
touch
just
you.
keeps on touching you.
Look, if it was Helen from accounts, you have to be careful because
Katie
she's in
Hopkins.
charge
Yeah.
of your payslip.
Yeah,
Katie
HR. She's from
Katie Hopkins
HR.
comes to touch
She
you.
is from HR.
Katie Hopkins, bruv.
If it's your boss, then I'd have more of a thing about that. If they're in some sort of power, against you, and you can't tell them, or you don't feel comfortable telling them, no, stop, without some sort of comeuppance.
No, she's
No,
not your
stop
boss. She
it.
just catch you in the kitchen
Then
every
whatever,
morning.
man,
She's
let's-
like, "You are a lovely chocolate man."
Every
And
morning,
just strokes you.
every
Just
morning
strokes
after she's had her
Chocolate
coffee
man.
to get her pick me up, she
Just-
comes
just-
and gropes
just
your
run-
balls.
Yeah, just runs her hand.
Okay,
I have my morning coffee,
every
and I have
morning.
my second morning
Do you
coffee.
think
Now
that
I
you're-
like my coffee.
Do you think that
Black,
do you think
like
your woman?
you, Stav.
Do you think your woman will be happy knowing that this woman is coming to give you a pat on your backside and grope your balls all the time?
But she wouldn't do it after the first time because I would
Why?
tell her about herself.
And no, and she goes,
What she
"It's
can-
only a joke," and
what
then
you
does
can
it
do
again
again?
next day.
Yeah, what you said, what are you going to do about
It's
it?
just banter.
She knows you're not gonna hit her, so she keeps doing
Who
it.
said
I'm
not
a
gonna
white
hit her?
woman,
Oh, wow.
and you're a black
hold
man.
on, I
You're
wa-
not going to do nothing.
I have put it out there, yeah.
Get your balls out.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't want it confused, yeah. I used to be like, there is no reason for a man to ever
Right.
hit a woman, yeah. I don't think like that anymore. So don't say that there's no reason. She knows I'm not gonna hit her.
So the first
she
time
could catch
she
a
does
push.
it.
She catch a. I might
First
put,
time she gets a blind.
Huh? Yeah, the first time I'll push her hand
warn
away
her.
and I will tell her in no uncertain terms, don't do that again. That's a liberty.
and then she comes back.
Then I push her in the hot cooker in there. That's a liberty.
So you would punch a white woman for touching you, but you wouldn't punch your white boss. Terry Crews, I don't understand why. I understand why he didn't hit him.
I
but
didn't say punch.
But Helen from accounts is getting
saying.
fist off in the kitchen.
I want to talk. I understand.
This
the way-
nigga fist up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All I'm saying is that
Sonic boom.
I can lash out on a woman if she does that. I think I can look after myself. I think it's a
That
lot
woman
different
is
for-
calling the police on you. You know that, right?
All right, and you talk about it amongst yourselves. I don't want to talk about
No,
this
she is,
because for me
right.
it's like I don't think anybody thinks any different than me. So it's a waste conversation. I'd rather talk about the man on man.
Okay, let's
who
go
think-
back.
Who thinks
Let's
different
go
than
back
me?
to
Why
the
you want
man
to
on
talk about
man.
man on man?
Who thinks different than me?
Let's just go back to the man.
Who
on
really
man.
cares about a man?
Because
a woman
clearly he has no sensitivity for the woman groping the man thing. So go back to the man on man.
I bet he's been groped by a woman. Terry Crews a number of times.
Probably.
Yeah, of course.
That is a question to
It's
ask.
100%.
And I would like to know how he would felt if he got groped by that woman. I would like to see if you had that same energy.
It
that he has in this
wouldn't.
will.
It wouldn't.
But why?
Because it's a woman and it's different.
If
So
it
is
was
it-
a
so- so
powerful
is it-
woman.
so is it-
If it
so
was
is it
a
a
powerful
gating?
woman.
It's a sexist
I
thing.
told
It's
you
a gay thing.
So is he now?
not-
Is it now? No, you're making that face. But is it because another man that you do not find attractive has touched your genitals in 2018? People would actually say that's bad. Why is it that you have no problem with a woman touching you, but the man touching you is a problem?
I didn't say there's no problem about a woman touching a
Not
man inappropriately.
You're not Terry Crews. You don't look that way at all.
Never. No way.
Okay, then. So what's the,
Kule Cruz.
okay. All right, okay. Let me just sit this one out, and I'll get ready to do the outro.
Darran Griffiths.
No, but in general, okay. So let's go back to the original topic of the 50 Cent's mocking him. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we feel about a man that's actually come out to say that he feels like somebody has molested him, and people are just mocking the man?
No, he shouldn't be mocked. Well,
Would you have mocked him though? If your boy came up to you and said, "Griff, I was at a party
on this
yesterday,
guy.
and Timothy touched my balls."
I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with Tim? Does that be my response? What the fuck's wrong with Tim? Yeah, my energy would be confusion,
He was
anger
drunk.
towards
He was drunk.
the dude touching my mate.
So you wouldn't mock him if he went to say, "I'm going to the police to go and make a statement."
Why are you not laughing at
Griff, I feel violated. I'm going to
He
the
said, "I'm going
police.
to the police
Yeah.
to make a statement about this. I really feel like I've been sexually assaulted."
Fair play, mate.
Is that what you're going to say to him?
If that's what you want.
Are you gonna
mock
go
him,
with him?
Griff?
You're gonna go with
Would
him?
you mock him?
I ain't got time to go with him. I've got other things to do.
The question is,
You would go with your female friend, innit, if she needed support.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't go with your male friend if he needs support.
would you put it in a comedy sketch?
No, I wouldn't.
But would you, so you wouldn't support him to the level of going with him to the police, but you would just say, yeah, that's the right thing.
He'll support him with text messages.
Emojis.
How's it going, mate?
Instead of an emoji, it thumbs up emoji.
I don't know. I wouldn't be mocking him though.
You wouldn't mock him,
No, I just wouldn't mock him.
but you just wouldn't. Would you feel?
Well, would I be on the front line with the t-shirt
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
with
yeah.
the hashtag on, and being
You too.
Not me too, you know, you too.
Yeah,
Well, happened to him, innit?
Be he too, innit? So
Him too.
yeah, I guess I could get behind that.
You could, but would you though? That's the question you're asking. You're saying could. Would you be backing this man if he was saying, "I'm going to you"? He said to you, Griff, "I think that this man sexually assaulted me. I'm gonna go to the police. I want your opinion on what you think I should do." Would you tell him to go?
In the same, like, it's just a grope, just same Terry Crews style
Terry
grope.
Crews
yeah.
style grope.
Would you be sympathetic to
No,
his plight?
I'd be sympathetic to him, but I just think from a legal perspective, like, it's hard for you to prove. Same way that if a woman said to me, "Oh, this guy groped me at a nightclub," I'm like, yeah, it's hard for you to prove. Like, do you want to really waste your time going through it? But
Okay.
that shit that happened to you, like,
But you would have his back if he felt emotionally
yeah,
upset. Okay.
yeah.
What about you, Mr. Wolf? You would laugh at the Wolf, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
Absolutely.
What
I
was
mean,
he
like
wearing?
I just can't see one of my brethren. My mind is on the friends and the family that I know, and I know the kind of reaction that they would have, and it won't be one where they'll shed eye water. They would actually have them shed eye water.
Okay.
Offer the reaction.
But let's say that it's a
in
situation.
fact, I know someone that had a little situation like that
but let's say like this.
on the podcast.
He kind of did. But let's say that it's somebody that was
And pointy shoes, boy.
very, very powerful in their situation. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like they're like your boss,
Someone
or
who can
somebody
make or
who
break your
could-
career.
Yeah, somebody that can make or break your career, not just your career, but your families, everything.
and
they got
my
votes.
and my family members gone through that, then yes, I will support them.
You'll support them.
Yeah.
You would say to them, go through.
What? Finish them.
No, go on to the police and go and make a statement.
No, if that's what they wanted to do, then I'll support them.
You'll support them.
Oh, why not?
The actor.
I'm fully supporting my friend if that happened to them. And in the case of Terry Crews, if I was in Terry Crews' shoes, I'm sparking that brother out. There's furniture's moving in the building. I don't care. Furniture's moving in the building. Don't touch
that
me.
means you're not listening to your wife.
My wife needs to realize you're the only person that's touching my things. Why is someone else touching my things?
So you would get physically violent then?
I'd get physically violent. Why are you touching me?
Worry about the consequences after.
I worry about the consequences afterwards.
So would you then question your friend as to why they didn't?
Why
get
you didn't?
physically
I would
violent?
question him. Yeah, why you didn't do something? Well, I was worried about my career. Really? Your career is more important than your balls. Mans are gonna go around telling you, I touched these balls, man. I was in control of that brother right there because he more or less said that I've got the power while I'm holding these balls.
You know what? Actually, I haven't looked at it like that. But I always look at things like the repercussions. Is not just I didn't get this job. Is can I provide? If that's how I
It
provide
does
for
have
my
a roll
family.
on effect, which is why he went to his wife.
I always look at things different from if I'm single and if I'm married with children now. It's different reactions I'd have to so many different situations because it's got it's like your manhood now is on one part of the scale, and then the other part of the scale is providing for your family. Whereas before there was nothing on the other part of the scale. It was just my manhood, and there was nothing else that is like okay, I can lose this job, but eventually I'll find another job. I don't have to provide for somebody. But then now when I have to tell my wife,
we ain't eating this week.
or I have to take my daughter out of nursery because I can't afford to pay for that anymore. Something like that. That's. Am I willing to do that? Am I willing to risk it?
So Terry Crews doing what he did, like by going to his wife, and he looked at the repercussions of what could happen in long term, in future to his family. So 50 going at him, I think is wrong because he's not seeing the full picture.
50 could say, I'm a self-made millionaire.
Yes.
Nobody can take my money.
Yeah.
So man can grope me.
There's
I can knock
different
him out.
circumstances.
Yeah, and I can knock him out. And even if he had an avenue of money from me, I've got different streams of avenues.
But isn't Terry Crews now in a better position for not lashing out compared to what?
I would say so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's why the
I would
man
say
said,
so.
I've got the power.
No. But he listened to his wife, innit? Apparently. So his wife schooled him on this specific moment that you're gonna be tested. So when you are tested, do not lash out. And he chose to listen to his wife.
His wife basically said, I need a new pair of shoes. You better shut your mouth and take that grope.
Your balls
wow.
are our balls. Is what
Wow.
No.
That is the name of the podcast. Episode 78. Your balls are my balls.
Your balls are our balls.
Boy,
Your balls are
yeah,
our
but
balls.
in the grand scheme of things, maybe that's what she's thinking about. That if you do what you're
Why
doing,
you always have to take it there, man?
you cannot provide for your family anymore. You will be in jail.
I think she probably was thinking that you'll be in jail, and there's no point you being in jail for this situation.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
can't provide for your
Or she
family.
could be thinking, as a woman, I go through this, and I think that I just have to deal with it, so you might just have to deal with it.
I think it's less that because like Mr. Wolf said, it wasn't this specific instance. It was
general.
Yes, she's apparently, according to him, she's coached him like another coach. That yes, at some point in the world, you're going to be tested, and as a celebrity, you need to not do what. So
Oh, okay.
it could
So
be
it could have
some
been anything.
It could be some stranger on the street. It could be your producer. It's just that
She
you're
knows
going to
her
be
husband,
tested.
though, innit?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it's just that she understands. I think
As a black celebrity.
yeah, you are going to be tested, and because of who you are, you cannot react.
Yeah, she knows her
the
husband.
way that you may want to react. You have to tone it down, hold it down, and we'll deal with it
That's a good wife.
the other way.
That's a good wife.
Yeah, because like we just said now, I think we all agree he's in a better situation now than if you had thumped that man. Because if you had thumped that man, who knows? Who knows? It'd be in TMZ. He'd be handcuffed.
Yeah, he'll be Monique at the
And
moment.
nobody would talk about he was groped.
Mm.
Even if he was groped, people still wouldn't care. It'd be like, well, you reacted the wrong way. You should have.
you threw him through the table.
You should have told him to send him to the police.
I don't know. I think people.
I really think people would say. I really do think that they'll take it down the gay route. That he's homophobic.
It could
Yeah,
be that.
it might be spun like that.
I think they'll say that he was homophobic and a man touched you and you got so offended by a man touching you that you destroyed him. Then they'll have all these pictures of women touching him when he's out and all of this stuff that he didn't have a problem with.
They'll slut
And
shame
it's-
him.
and
They'll have
suddenly-
pictures of him
yeah.
topless.
Yeah, and then suddenly say, well, you wasn't a problem when Sherelle from Brixton touched you, but now this guy touched your balls, suddenly it's the biggest deal. And it's because you're homophobic. I guarantee that's what they were.
So probably now he's got a new fan base with the LGBT community because he hasn't done anything to vilify or shame gay people. It's like, oh, cool. The gays like me now because I didn't do anything in retaliation.
I
and make
don't
it.
know if the LGBT's got his back, but definitely black women have got his back. Yeah. Because he came out at the time when they came.
Shout out, it's Pride Month, innit? National, what's it thingy?
I don't know.
Yeah, except for the trans, because I don't really rate you people. So let's end up the podcast.
You don't rate the trans?
Because I don't
understand them.
I don't. No, it's not. I understand. I don't co-sign that. So that's it.
Okay.
All right.
That came from nowhere.
Yeah, because it's their month, innit?
It's Pride Month.
Is it
Oh,
Pride
is
Month?
it? Oh, but it's done now, innit?
It's not trans month.
We're in July now, innit?
It's true.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, okay, doesn't count, I guess.
But it's a national holiday or something.
No, it's the month. Like everything gets painted rainbow colours.
National Black History Month, innit?
Everything was I thought it was a couple of days. I didn't know it was a month, boy. But anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, all right. So that's the end of the podcast. I'm assuming.
That is the end of the podcast. Let's do our church notes and our goodbyes.
At Big Wahala on Insta, at Big Wahala on Twitter.
Catch Mr. Wolf, aka Mr. Wolf on Instagram, aka _Mr. Wolf on Twitter. And just want to mention the World Cup has so far been outstanding. You get me? The World Cup's been brilliant. For me, I'm
been good, man. It's been the best
I'm giving my age away a little bit, but my first World Cup was 86, and Maradona, for me, that was the best ever. And this one's just got pure goals.
Can I say something?
No. Go on. You say.
But can you imagine? This is why I don't like VAR. Yeah? Can you imagine if VAR was there at 86? And, and the hand of God didn't go.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on. Look how iconic stuff happens, man.
Yeah,
we need to have some of these mistakes, man.
Yeah, you do. But
need to have
it's
these
there.
mistakes.
But the funny thing is, the Premier League won't have it next season. They'll have it the season after.
Good.
And yeah, I do. But that
you
will,
like it?
Because right decisions actually happen. It's what I think it's 99.3% of decisions are correct now with VAR. Rather, it was 95. Before.
But it makes it better. When
but VAR's drama itself. Because you just think you just saw a goal, and then suddenly you just see the ref go, hold his ear. It's like, I mean. Wait, what's happening? It's like no goal. He's like,
and the funny thing is about that game yesterday. We're talking about Saturday, the Argentina-France game, which finished France 4, Argentina 2. 3. Yeah, there was no VAR. They didn't refer it once, and that shows you that we can still have a great game of football without that being involved.
But I want the drama of the people crying because something went wrong and it didn't, and the manager's going to the back saying this should have been this. True. I want all of that. I want it.
It's just that.
And sticking on sport a little bit, yesterday was Mike Tyson's birthday. So large up Iron Mike. Man.
Okay. So who are you supporting for the World Cup, by the way?
Convicted rapist.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah, it was, isn't it?
There's only one African team left, and to be that's France, the first generation. You know what I mean? So, but I've always followed Brazil in it from day dot. It's always been Brazil, and for me, Brazil, and then France.
Okay, so
I don't care. One of the two.
Those Nigerian oppressing Brazilians.
Yeah,
you get me.
I've been just be saying whichever was the one's least racist history is the one I want to win the World Cup, and I don't know who that is.
So it's got to be none of the European teams, and then.
Well, the ones that are representing them more, I see loads of blacks in that French team. It's a representation in it.
What's Colombia's
history? Yeah, I'm not too sure about the cocaine.
So to those of you that haven't turned off already because of the football talk, it's DATACTOR on Instagram and Twitter. Who else needs to give their church notes before a certain man interrupts everything else?
Solved.
Find me at Griff the Joker. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and DarranGriffiths.com for all upcoming dates.
How do you spell that?
Oh yeah, of course, because my parents are Jamaican, so they remixed the thing in it. So DARRANGRI.
Darran. They call him Darran.
Darran. Iran and Iran and Iran.
And your podcast comes out every Sunday?
Every Sunday, Griff's Brain Dump. So yeah, catch that. I try to keep them short, but I like talking to myself too.
Tried to do.
You know what? It makes me all laugh. All these podcasts, all these single people podcasts, they will say, I'm gonna try and keep it short, and then the more podcasts they do, the longer it becomes. The longer it becomes. They can't help them.
Before I go,
single podcast.
But Kelechi was like, I'm gonna keep it maybe like 45 minutes to half an hour. Then now it's like an hour and a half. I'm like, you see, you just start chatting. It always goes the same way.
True.
Keep going.
All right. Stavros Says this week is my weekly bit where I shout something out, or big something up, or promote something. And this week it is Anchor, Anchor. It's an app for your phone which you can record podcasts on. So I know a lot of our listeners would like to get into podcasting. So this is a very cheap and easy way to do so. Something's telling me one of our friends of the podcast sounds legit. Something telling me they're using it now, and their podcast sounds a lot better than it did before, because they said they're using this new app. They didn't say thingies, so I was listening and I said app. I said maybe it's this thing. Anyway, so I've heard about this. It was pointed out to me by Wavy from Not Everyday Podcast, because clearly we're connected with podcast. Is it a lot of podcast audio business going on, isn't it? Yeah, well, UK podcast, or the London podcast, I should say, the scene is tight, which is a good thing. But anyway, it's called Anchor. You get it on your iTunes or your Android device. And basically you just record the stuff on your phone. You can do snippets. I think you can put intros and outros and other stuff. It's not just straight you just record your voice and that's it. It allows you to do some form of editing, and you do it all on your phone.
Yeah, great.
And then you can upload it. And then you can upload it to SoundCloud and other avenues there. So it is all-in-one thing where you just do it on your phone. And if you just want to get started doing your own little podcast, by all means, pick up your phone, download this app, and do it yourself. Like, you don't need all the expensive equipment that we might have. You don't need, whatever. Just start it. Just start doing it. If you enjoy it, then it can grow.
Start it.
Just get me? No, because there's people that are enough people, because they know we do a podcast. They holler at me. How do I start? What do I do? And I'm thinking, boy, you're not really gonna buy all this stuff. I know a simple way to do it. Simple, where you spend a £50-60 and you can start that way. But this is, you don't pay anything. Yeah. The phone that's in your hand already, download this app and do it. And so there you go, start it, and if you like it, then you can start buying stuff to make it sound, because you always want things to sound better once you start in it, unless you're Griff. So anyways, you can catch me at Stavros Boss on all your social medias. I don't really holler at you on Instagram really, but follow me anyways. And maybe if
I saw that. Yeah.
You saw what?
You got a new Instagram account.
I don't.
Oh, he just kind of alerted on my phone.
I think somebody hacked my account again. So I got an email saying something about. So I had to log on maybe just to reclaim my thing. So maybe that was it. Was it a couple of days ago?
Go on, carry on.
No, that's all right. Go on, carry
on. Where was I? Yeah, so I'm at Stavros Boss. You can catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We do actually use our Instagram, the collective one. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. If you are discussing things with us on the timeline and you want us to see it, please use the hashtag ESN Pod. That is ESN Pod. We search for that and we get involved in the conversations that you have. We do join in with the conversation. If you are talking to us on SoundCloud, I know we don't respond to everything, but we do get back to some of you guys some of the time, especially when you say something controversial. So yeah, so sorry if we don't respond to everything, but there are quite a few comments now. I believe that is everything. Thank you very much for tuning in. Episode 79 of season 2 is done. We deserve our accolades. Thank you, Griff, for coming through.
No problem.
Let me quickly shout out Aqua, who I saw on the way here, and she's an avid listener along with her crew. So large up yourself. And Monza, she's a big avid listener as well. So large up all the listeners out there.
Yes, thank you very much.
We might not mention you all by name, but
can all you avid listeners, if you have an Apple device, go on and rate and review us, please. Or even if, because you can just rate, you don't even have to review, but just go there and give us hopefully 5 stars, and that's it. And do the same for Griff's podcast as well. You can just give it the 5 stars and go about your business. It'll take you 10 seconds. If you want to write something nice and say, the voice of the actor is very sexy, then by all means do it. We know you're lying, but you can do it anyways. Yeah. So thank you very much. I think we are out. This is run over 2 hours again.
You're still talking.
Goodbye.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life. My daughter is singing Soccer, Soccer, just randomly as she's playing that song. Soccer, Soccer. It's the cutest thing in the world. Is that what it's off?